drinking, Kyle?
And we're
7-Up.
live.
Cherry 7-Up. Yeah, it's delicious.
Cherry 7-Up. All right. Welcome to Painkiller Already, episode 230. Kyle, tell us about our sponsor.
Oh, my. Crunchyroll offers the largest, most diverse collection of anime series straight from the source. Each season, they're bringing in the best new anime from Japan to deliver the largest line of anime, from classics like Sword Art Online 2, One Piece, and Attack on Titan, to new favorites like Food Wars, Punchline, and Is It Wrong to Try and Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? Watch these shows and more across pretty much any device: Xbox, PlayStation, Wii U, Roku, Android, all your iOS devices, Apple TV, anything really. Unlimited anime, manga, and drama titles, you name it, they've got it all. The newest episodes come straight out of Japan, and they're available as soon as an hour after premiering, and it's all professionally subtitled. All the episodes are ad-free and 1080p HD, so just head over to crunchyroll.com/PKA and sign up. Register today to get in on our exclusive offer of Crunchyroll Premium free for 30 days. That's right, Crunchyroll Premium for an entire month if you sign up using crunchyroll.com/PKA. Did you have a special message that you wanted to add in there, Taylor?
No.
Did you have?
Holy fucked Kyle.
Wasn't there some anime that you thought we should recommend? A specific one?
Oh, just there are so many to recommend. It would be difficult to just narrow down to one.
What do we personally recommend here at PKA, though?
He won't say it. Ruby, you jerk off.
Ruby.
Personally recommend Ruby. So there you go.
We personally recommend Ruby from the hosts here at PKA.
We have a special guest tonight. We have that redheaded lady who's always walking around in the fucking background,
laying on her belly, playing Borderlands.
Yeah. What was that about? I'm doing a little assembly over here in the background. Half my body's in the shot.
Murka, move to your right just a little bit. No, I will not. No, that's like hype from before, so never mind.
I know.
Don't worry about what's going on back there.
Because her ass was in view back there.
It wasn't for me. It was for the viewers.
It couldn't have been in very good focus. Our upload speed is terrible.
That's true. But you were laying back there with your ass in the air, and so people wanted to see.
There's not much room between the TV.
But anyway, the guest is my girlfriend, Melissa. Say hello.
Hello.
Oh, I just realized I was I'm excited for Is the most recent penis finished?
Oh, I regret to inform that I felt so terrible while drawing it. I was like, I can't share this on the internet. I don't want to be that person.
So hand it to Taylor. He doesn't give a fuck. His soul's already damned. Come on.
Yeah, my soul's in hell.
I gave you a description. You know how bad it was going to be.
So here's the deal. Here's what the one that and we didn't put her up to this. So any fat people hate you want to throw about, you direct it toward Melissa over on her Twitter. Here's what
Joji_blues. Follow her.
It's a dick. It's a dick with a big fat belly on top. So it's like it was gonna be that. It was gonna be the dick with the belly leaning on top of it.
The dick would be holding up a big poofy belly above itself.
Does it exist?
Get out of here.
Does it exist, or did you burn it? So
it is somewhere.
It's burned.
Oh, it's around. It's not finished, but from what I can tell, she felt too bad about it and felt guilty about putting such a horrific depiction of Wing's cock online.
No, not of his. It's him as one, and it's suffocating.
Well, it was suffocating under all that fat, which is why you felt bad about it.
But it was going to have enormous testicles, right?
It was. It was going to have big balls.
And it was going to be thick, because it's the thick six.
Yeah, that is certainly
I feel like
thing
it should have
said.
I like Kyle's frozen in place right now, just like...
Yeah.
Here's one request. I think he should, sort of... Am I back yet?
You coming
You're
back?
now. Continue. You said one request. Continue from there.
So yeah, I just imagine his cock would be holding the belly up, but on his bicep he would have a thick six tattoo. Yeah.
Maybe we could do away with the whole belly thing, since I think that is where the
cool part is.
Yeah, the mean part is.
Yeah, that came straight out of her. That's nothing to do. I swear.
Right, we could just
how mean that was.
we could just do a really thick shaft and gigantic balls and and make it wings-like. I picture some sort of bearded head. You know, like it's the head of the penis has
big
some
neck beard
I
look.
could work on a more flattering.
Yeah, we don't have to hurt Wings' feelings, but I mean, I think he needs to be immortalized as a penis, like the rest of us.
That is true. I would really like you to do that. Also,
I wouldn't mind
you could
unless
have the picture
still
stay at
care.
Kyle's house for a month and make no progress. You know, just to be.
you could send the
100%
penis to
realistic.
Kyle's house. No, I was gonna.
No progress. He made a few $1,000s.
He did lose weight too, I think. There was some complications, like they switched out scales in the middle of it and stuff.
He did really well for 3 weeks. That last week there were some complications and things kind of fell. I wouldn't say they completely fell apart, but it definitely we definitely didn't get a full month in of the way I wanted to. I feel like I'm out of focus now for some reason.
You are completely out of focus.
Yeah, you are
For all
pixelated in our world. Yeah, you are much like the 1992 porn.
All right, hang on a second. I'm gonna go see if like somebody's streaming double Netflix upstairs or something.
All right, yeah.
Goddamn. Well, in the
I kind of
meantime,
have a fetish
I
for
know-
what Kyle looks like right now, because this, you know, in my formative masturbation days, this is what the girls look like. Just very pixelated and low res. If we could get him down to a postage stamp size thing, then yeah, Kyle as a pop-up ad is fucking
And that would be
hot.
ideal for you. That would be like taking you back to your glory days.
Exactly.
I would have figured you were masturbating to big tits drawn on cave walls and things like that. You would fuck.
In all reality, and awkward, Melissa, but my my brother had a like I guess it was a shoebox, but it was for high top shoes, like a large shoebox, and that would be filled to the brim of magazines. And I would sneak under his bed, steal all his magazines for whatever 30 minutes at a time, and then put them back in place.
Pleasuring yourself, really enjoying it.
Magazines are great. I used to steal my neighbors' Playboys.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
I can't believe that.
I can't interrupt
Airbrush
this
tits
story.
are awesome.
Yeah. Well, they're fixing regular tits and all their problems, so that's okay.
So even though
But
I'm right-handed, I learned to use my left hand, and because I needed my dominant hand to hold the magazine, which is something that I think kids nowadays don't get. And then I broke my right arm in a car accident, and I had to relearn the art with my other hand. And yeah, I think ever since then I've just stayed righty.
Well, that certainly is a story. I figured that you probably had a question to ask our guest, Melissa, in regard to mermaids.
Oh, well, all right. I will hit it. You're stranded on a desert island, and you're there all by yourself. You're going to be there for at least a year, and your only companion is a mermaid. Do you want the top half or bottom half to be human?
Merman.
You're going to be a merman? Top
I don't
half
have
human?
A dick.
No, it can be a merman.
Merman.
So it's not a female,
I want a female mermaid.
and you want the top half to be human.
Yes.
So you want to be putting your fingers around a cold, clammy fish veg? I don't think you would.
Yeah. It's not my dick.
Well, you don't have a dick, so yeah.
I
it
know.
would-
Exactly. It's just my fingers. I can wash my fingers. I want
And you're already in the
face,
water.
hair, and the boobs. Why would you trade that?
Because, see, well, yeah, she's thinking about it differently. Because my thought would be, you want the top half fish, so then you get the useful parts, and you
The
don't have to
Murkas.
listen to it talk. You know?
But it's not useful to me. The useful parts to me are the top half.
I see, yeah. If you're a girl, then the bottom half of the other girl really just represents where you need to put the work in.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, the girls
Yeah.
don't pleasure each other with their bottom halves. That's. I've seen enough videos that I know how this works.
True.
It's purely a pleasure
Yeah, 'cause
receiving.
the neck down doesn't represent much. I mean, you gotta have the face and the hair and the everything like that. Yeah.
That's what you would want?
Yeah.
You'd want some nice tits
Yeah,
on the top of your fish?
of course.
I disagree, but
And the tail was kind of sexy too.
the tail is not sexy. It's
I-
a fish tail.
I think
No,
it's.
tail's kind of sexy.
I think fishtails should just stay in the fantasy zone. Like many things in sex, they're better in fantasy, and then in real life, if you smelled fishtail, you'd be like, yeah, not hot.
Yeah.
Fish mouth? How is that?
Well, you're not fucking the fish mouth. It's there so that you can fuck the human vagina
so it just
on the
looks
bottom
retarded?
part.
Like it's just like, oh.
Yeah,
fish
let
mouth?
it be retarded looking. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah,
You fuck
exactly.
the-
Fish mouth. That's not attractive.
No, you fuck the bottom half, which is a woman, and then the top half is a fish, so you don't have to listen to it talk about its problems all day, and things like that. So it's
Mermaids
a win-win.
Don't have problems.
They absolutely do.
No, they
There's-
don't. They
Did you
do.
not
They
watch
songs.
Little Mermaid? That the woman was nothing but problems and angst.
Thank you, Woody, for bolstering my point. She was nothing but problems and issues.
Not if she had a woman in her life.
Well, she wasn't a lesbian, so she didn't have any women
That's
in
her
her
problem.
life. Oh, okay.
She needs to step up her lesbian game.
Anyway, Kyle, you're looking much clearer now. Glad to have you back.
I'm not really sure what happened, but seem to be doing okay now. For some reason, my personal internet line isn't showing up when I click refresh. Like it's not working, but I went upstairs and all the lights are on. So I'm I don't know what the fuck. I'm connected to Kitty's line right now, and she's going to tether to her phone or something. So
Yeah, I mean, all the lights were on, so clearly the internet was working.
I mean, that's it. I think my phone was hooked up to it as well. Let's see if my phone's still connected.
For those listening in the car, Kyle's checking to
Yeah,
see
yeah,
if
yeah. Riveting. Yeah, my phone's still connected, so it's just bizarre. For some reason, my PC's not finding my Wi-Fi signal.
Ah, well, that sucks.
Yeah.
I have something it's almost on topic. I'm waiting to see if my link works. Oh, come on, Reddit. Someone sent me a personal email that could be construed as inviting me into a three-way. Would you like to hear it?
Ooh, I would love to
Sure.
hear this. Yes.
All right. Woody, longtime follower of you in the show. In the Chris Hansen show, you guys talked about threesomes. No idea if you'd be interested or not. And I won't bore you unless you want more info, but my wife and I just had our first threesome a couple months ago. We're in our late 30s, each on our second marriage, 5 kids, mortgage, etc. We're normal. Overall, 9 out of 10. Definitely would do again. May have the best wife ever. Let me know if you're interested and keep up the good work.
Pictures? Any pics?
No.
Could
no.
you forward that on to me?
Check back in 9 months and see how that's doing.
There's something about this package that he picked, Kyle. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, and it was it was parenthetical, so I didn't read it. But female, male, if you guys are curious about the threesome.
Ah, so not a
course.
devil's threesome.
That's right.
Wait, I don't know. So, how is he setting that up for you? Are there 2 chicks that are contacting?
He's probably offering more information about his threesome, like if I want to know what it's like. But the way that he asked if I'd be interested twice, it almost seemed like he'd be down for a foursome.
We'll just see if this develops.
That
Well,
wouldn't work for me. I'm not a sharing guy. I would forever replay those mental images in my mind, and I'm just not wired for it.
You don't think Jackie would enjoy it at all?
My fear is that she would. Yeah. Also, I think she's wired the same way, and that if she were to see me like with some other girl, that would just like burn in her unpleasant replay archives. Where we got HBO Go again on a few devices because Game of Thrones is back. There's really no reason to have it when Game of Thrones isn't around. If you've seen all the series that are already on there, so I was going through the things that maybe my girlfriend hadn't seen, and I got to Big Love. Has anyone seen Big Love? Bill Paxton. It's about polygamy. He's a very prominent Mormon businessman who has 3 wives, and he has to keep it all under wraps because polygamy is illegal. And his way of doing it, he buys 3 houses all in a row, and he lives in the middle, and he's got the backyards are all interconnected and fenced, so he can have his giant family out there and have their dinners and everything. But he spends the night with different wives on like a schedule in the different houses. Just to be clear, this is all fictional.
Yes, it is all fictional.
Because I'm like, how is he keeping it a secret when he has a TV show?
yeah.
This doesn't
Bill
make
Paxton,
any
the actor.
sense.
It's very good if you've never seen it. But she was like, "Are you hinting at something?" And I was like, there was a time when I might have been like, yeah, that'd be cool. Let's get some sister wives up in here. But now, like after watching that show, honestly, even though it's a fictitious show and it's all drama, I think they're hitting on some points that you would run into in real life, because this guy, if you think about it, it isn't about having sex with 3 women. He's propping up 3 whole families and supporting them well. Like he owns like a couple department stores, and he's constantly like more. Like we need to like expand because he's got like 8 kids or something, and like each college education is piling up, and like it's not enough to be a millionaire. You got to be a multi-millionaire if you want to give 8 children the dream life. And keep in mind, he hasn't stopped. Mormons, they don't use they're hardcore Mormon. They don't use birth control. They're just pumping them out, all 3 women all the time. So it's a great drama. It's really good.
It would like I don't have any desire to have more wives. 1 is perfect. Okay, part of it is the money thing, like you said. You know, you'd have to be doing really well for yourself to get by on even a like average lifestyle. And 2 is the amount of love. The guys impress me. How is it that like a woman will be like, you know what? I would take a third of him over all of him, right? And there are millions, hundreds of millions of guys that they could choose from where they would be their only wife. But instead, they actually prefer a third of that guy or a fourth of that guy. And I think like there must be something about him that's crazy good.
That's part of the hardcore truth about actual real world polygamy is it happens in these little sects.
SECTS.
Yeah. For some reason, that's hard to say. Saying sex like that, it sounds like sex. I can't say the fucking word. Anyway, and oftentimes it's forced upon very young women, and it's a really sick, weird thing. I don't think there are very many of the but in the show, it's not like that. And that's what I really like about the show. He's part of that community, but he wasn't into polygamy until late into his life. What happened was his wife got cancer, and they were told it was terminal. So they think that his wife is going to be dead, you know, in 9 months or something like that. And they had this family, and she wanted him to find a new wife, but she wanted some input on who his new wife was going to be, who was going to be raising her children and living with her husband until, you know, they get to the afterlife where they believe they're all going to be together. You know, so because of that religious belief, it's even more important to her, because they believe that in the afterlife, the whole big family will be together, all the wives and the husband. And so they bring in this other wife, and the wife doesn't die. She lives. She recovers. It goes into remission. Oh. So now there's just 2 wives. There's no going back. There's certainly no divorce going on in this family. And they learned to love it. Both of them did. And then he adds a third one who's like young and hot. he adds like 22-year-old Marcy or something to the mix, it's just a really cool family dynamic.
Have you seen Sister Wives?
I have, and that's a weird show.
Is that a reality show? Or
so Sister Wives is a reality show. And the guy has 3 wives, but he adds the third one during the filming of the show. And the first wife, I'm sure she's a wonderful person on the inside. But
is she a 4? Is that what you're saying, Woody?
So in my thing, a 5 is middle of the road woman, right? Like Kyle, 5 is an insult almost. But me, if you just grab the spectrum of women out there, an average one would be a 5. So no, Kyle, she's not a 4. She's like a 2.5. She could stand to lose maybe 120 pounds. And if she did, I don't think she'd be really beautiful. So that's her. But she seems nice enough, and apparently she's like earns money and is the like family's accountant or something. And then you've got the next one who is, you know, it seems like a good woman or whatever, but she's probably like 38. And then like the 20, she's not 22. I'm gonna call her like 24 or 5. She rolls in, and the other 2 girls start feeling or 2 women start feeling really inadequate because he clearly brought in this hottie, and you get to see him like manage that and make sure everyone feels loved and all the kids feel loved. And one of the attractions to the women when they join this family is not just the husband, it's also their sister wives. You know, they kind of want to be married to the other women as well as the guy, not sexually, but like they want to be part of this little micro community. But still,
that sounds exhausting.
Yeah.
have to deal with that much shit, especially if your first wife has to lose the weight of an entire attractive girl just to be ugly. That sounds awful. This sounds like an ordeal.
And he switches beds like night to night. Like I think he rotates on his schedule. And you know, and like yeah, like I said, I'm a jealous guy. So like knowing that he and the hot one are trying for a baby like yesterday while he's with me today, it would just be weird to me. And who does he try for babies with? Does he go for all like what if two of them are of childbearing age? And he's like, no, not you. Her and I are trying right now. We're going to do that instead.
It's a personal decision, I think, between him and each wife, though. I think that if the wife wants it, then he's down. I think that's at least how it works in the fictional version.
Can you picture him like trying to leave the middle home to go to a different home, where like the big fat ugly broad is like,
get your ass back in
thinking
here.
about trying to get another baby, and he just is like walking out the door like, aha, you.
No. He's like, what? I thought you were pregnant. What? You're not pregnant? What the fuck?
You just gained 60 pounds of relegated belly fat? Is that what you doing?
I thought it was quadruplets. That's why we haven't been having, like, I didn't want to hurt you.
It's a rough life to
We
live.
played Civ last night until the early morning hours.
Oh my god! What time did you get up today?
9.5 hour Civ game. I got up at 11 a.m. Not willingly. I had my door was kicked in, and an intruder burst into the room and screamed at me. So that's how my morning began. It's been an interesting day.
Was it
It's
a
been good
friendly
day.
Was it
intruder?
Kitty or something?
No, it wasn't Kitty. No, it was someone else. It's been a good day though. It's lots of cool stuff happened today.
Well, I want to know who woke you up. Who was that intruder?
Oh, my girlfriend. She burst in. Yeah.
Was she angry at you?
She was so angry with me.
What did you do?
I can't say.
Oh. Can you
Can
type?
you hint?
We won't put it on the show, but I really gotta know.
Jesus, I don't even know if I want. Okay.
I've never told any. Well, I'm sure I've told your secrets before, but I've never told any
Let's see.
secrets in this
Let's see.
domain. For people listening in the car right now, Kyle is typing.
Kyle's typing.
Do 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 do
Yeah,
do.
Kyle's currently typing.
Do do do.
And from what I can tell, it's going to be an exciting post. So wait for that.
But she burst in angry at something I guess you did before you went to bed. That must suck. Aha. Yes, this is something that I will not be sharing with everyone.
Right.
Ah.
It's just silly. It's just silly. You know. It's just pettiness, really, on her part.
It is it is just girl related insanity. I forget.
I think it sounds like you're 100% in the right.
I never claimed that. I never claimed that ever. Not ever will I claim that.
We started the game at 8, so I thought in my head that since we were playing AI and we didn't have to wait for as many people, like, change is strong as its weakest link, and a Civ game moves as fast as its slowest player. So with Kyle, Chiz, and I playing, I thought we'd roll through in like 4 hours. It was a 9.5 hour game, you said?
The Skype call when it ended was 9 hours and 38 minutes, and when I saw that, I just shook my head in disgust. I got into bed, and she was like, "Did you win your game?" And I was like, "Kinda." She's like, "Well, did you win or not?" I was like, "Oh, we won." She's like, "Was it good? Was it fun?" And I was like, "No." No, it wasn't fun. It was 9.5 hours of like, yeah, we're gonna win eventually.
I didn't know there was a moment in there where like I didn't know we were gonna win, and not a moment, but like one of those hours or something. I wasn't sure that we'd catch them or how well they were doing.
We had set it up to be a not an easy win. Like you still have to play the game, but we weren't gonna lose if we really turned it on. It was one of those.
Yeah, and we made pretty good decisions most of the game.
We made good decisions. I don't know.
You might have played too wide, Kyle. You went in a happiness hole here and there.
I don't think I went too wide for the strategy for what I'm trying to achieve. I think I went too wide for my skill level at going wide. I haven't quite figured out.
Well, time fixes that.
I think there might be some. I think I did my culture a little bit wrong. There's got to be an optimal way to run my culture and science and everything to keep my happiness at a good level. Even though I've got 4 cities that turn like 37, I think, maybe 47. But that's a ton of cities that early. But I still feel like with Rome, because of their bonuses, it's really powerful, and we've seen it work. Chiz did kind of a hybrid of tall and wide at the same time. He built 2 enormous fucking cities, and he definitely carried us through that game.
Yeah, Chiz.
He was making a lot of science and a ton of culture. He carried us through that one.
Chiz was super strong in that game. He was kind of the alpha dog. But
Woody did very well, though. I mean, you kept complaining about the score, but like the score is changed by things like religion and trade routes and stuff. That's not a real indication of your actual like skill level or how you played the game. You played just fine.
Yeah,
it took you guys 9.5 hours to finish one game.
That was the thing. So it was like 3:30 maybe when we stopped playing. Does that sound right to you?
4.
Okay, and I had to get up at about 2 hours later, like maybe 2 hours 15 minutes later. And I took Hope to school. She has some sort of AP exams today. She had 2 classes worth of AP exams or something. So she had an earlier than normal school day. And then I went back to bed till like noonish. And then Jackie and I fixed a lawnmower. I wish I had filmed that. It went really well. So at the back of the lawnmower, there's this diesel engine. I've got this like crazy lawnmower. And maybe I can find a picture of it. Let me find a better picture of it. Hold on. So, I've got this bad boy. I can't type. Diesel mower and images and.
I think I'm just gonna clear that Skype chat on out as you like shift windows around and stuff up there.
Can you stop?
Done.
Thank you. That is what my lawnmower looks like, and let me see if. This is totally not going to work. What happens when I go to the big screen?
Oh, very nice.
It's frozen. Come on, I changed scenes.
There we are. Like
that kind of works.
Very nice lawnmower, Woody.
I have 3 lawnmowers. We get this stuff done in a hurry. But anyway, that's what it looks like. In the back of it, there's this. Did you want to say something, Kyle?
Yeah, I was going to say your lawnmowers come in 3 sizes. You've got the big one, you've got the really big one, and you've got the humongous one. Like there's no regular like lawn tractors out there. Like nobody's putting around in one of those like 36-inch wide like. No, you start his shit up. Like his fucking dual carburetors up there. He's got a special intake on it. It's all chromed out. His shit is hardcore.
I actually, one of them is like a normal sized one. I wonder if I can find it.
Yeah, but it's like the best normal size one. You got a very good one.
Yeah, I'm just looking for a text message Jackie sent me.
And remember when you wanted to get a bat wing?
I still think about that sometimes.
What, are you running a plantation over there?
Here's a picture of Colin and I out mowing together. So this is for the stream. And this is for you guys. I have 2 cameras going on. That's Colin and I mowing together. I'm on the tractor and he's on the little John Deere thing. And Jackie has the 3rd one, which you saw. Anyway, back on topic. The belt in the back of it that powers the wheels, it broke like 2 days ago. It came in today, and Jackie helped me replace a serpentine belt. Which made me really love her. Like it was I was doing it and I got kind of like stuck on it. Like I couldn't figure out how to wind it. And it was hot and I was worn out. And I was like, Jackie, why don't you partner with me on this? And she did until it was done, and it was super awesome. Carry on.
I have a video idea for you, I think. I think maybe if you did like a time lapse of you, Colin, and Jackie cutting the grass, it'd be cool.
Dude, have you seen the Lily drone?
Yeah, the one that follows you around and stuff.
I totally want that for us mowing, where it like does laps around us as I like do for 20 minutes as I mow the yard. And
I'm hoping that there's going to be some software that I could just use to make my Paratron do the same thing. because it's really sophisticated with the tricks that are already programmed in it, and it's got this plot setting technology. It should be able to do the same.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just
I thought that
saw
was
a
really
video
cool,
of
too.
it. The lily one I'm talking about is not even for sale. Like there's only well, it's for sale, but it's pre-order. Like there's only prototypes available and such. So you don't know how good it is. You know, I feel like, and also it doesn't handle obstacles. So if you're not in a wide open field, which I happen to be in, but if you're not in a wide open field, then you're screwed. Anyway, I thought that thing would be cool or something like it. A little drone footage of us mowing, getting it done.
So you want your drone to just circle and film you cutting the grass?
This is a brilliant video idea. I should definitely invest in a lot of equipment because this will go viral for sure.
Yeah.
You know, stage 2, grass growing.
Yep.
we'll do videos of it growing back. This could go on forever.
It could. Elderly man mows his yard in 360 degrees.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't know. Yeah, but it should. I think I can make it look kind of interesting. We'll see.
I would. How much are the cheapest drones right now? Because I know the one that Kyle has is pretty affordable as far as drones go. Still expensive.
So I have I can actually get one and show it to you and do the whole thing if you want. Like it's like $50. It's a Parrot drone. It's this little motherfucker. Let me grab it just so you can see it.
Yeah, go grab that.
Did you see the I'm gonna see if I can find it. There's so someone made a Parrot drone wedding shot. Like so the guy is a videographer for weddings, and they show him like capturing footage of the bride and all that stuff. So then someone took that, like this idea that you could use Parrot drones at weddings, and edited it in to see what it would really be like, and it's hilarious to me. I'll
Yeah, let's see it.
Drone wedding. Let's see if I can find this. Ah, shucks. I can't spell parody. All right. Kyle's back. Yeah, this thrilling footage right here.
For those of you in the car, Kyle is putting his headphones on, and Woody is looking something up. Stay tuned. Oh, I'm pretty sure, Kyle, can you hear me? Yeah. You have quite a few of those smaller drones, don't you?
I have an unlimited supply of these. I'm doing a video for them, and they will send me as many as we need, they said. They already sent 10. They already sent 10, and they were like, how many more do you want? This is a double-sponsored PKA unboxing. I've got my CRKT knife here, and my Parrot mini drone. It's called a rolling spider. Let me figure out how to open this shit.
Can you hold the box up? Oh, it looks like one of those Star Wars ships. Someone's going to make a comment about how that was stupid, but you know what I'm talking about.
Like a TIE fighter. Those
yeah,
actually,
TIE fighter,
those side things have a purpose. It'll actually, when you max out the elevation, it'll walk on the ceiling and roll. So it'll walk.
Wow,
it'll
useful.
walk. It'll run up walls and across ceilings. It's pretty cool.
This one's not a parody, but can we watch it together?
Yes.
I'll keep looking for the one I'm looking for, but you should open it like 118. Again, wedding photographer. Tell me if you queued up.
I'm sorry. I'm assembling this drone.
I am queued up.
All right, Kyle, at 118.
Ready to roll.
Ready, set, play.
All right. Opening shot of a green field. There's a married couple standing underneath a birchwood tree. Oh, and now it looks like the drone just flew right into the side of the woman's head.
Holy shit, it hit her hard.
Yeah, I know, and there wasn't even a period of that where it looked like it could go correctly. Just the entire
was
time
no one
it
watching
was
that
like a
drone?
failure.
No one was watching that thing. It just took her out. No one even yelled, like, look out. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
No, nobody cared. That bitch just got cold cocked by some future technology.
That was pretty cool. Drones
pretty
are
funny.
really neat. So we're powering up over here. I've just got to fully assemble this motherfucker. How does that even go? It's actually super easy to put together. A child could do it.
It is time. Would you want one? Because Kyle apparently has access to unlimited drones. Like a supervillain.
Let's see. I'm gonna need someone to plug this motherfucker in. I wonder if my big controller will work on this. Let's just write it. It's on the floor.
I would pay to see what the rest of that room that Kyle's in looks like. Like, don't you want to know what other mischievous items are around him? Because there's guns everywhere. There's a fucking doll in the back right now that looks creepy as shit. I want to know what else is there.
I wonder if that doll bleeds when you shoot it, because some of them do.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually pretty. I bet those are expensive, but
Not for him. Yeah.
not for Kyle. Yeah,
No. The life is unfair. When you hit a certain level, they just start throwing free shit at you. That's where Kyle is right now.
that's what it looks like.
Yeah. Look at this remote control beast of a thing that he brought over. And I assure you, he didn't pay for that at all.
That's the remote.
I just turned it off. I just turned it fucking off and reset the sequence.
But
So,
the,
yeah, no,
the iPod goes in the middle.
Yeah, or a
pad,
phone. There's room for
sorry.
both. And your cell phone works just fine for controlling the thing as well. But my cell phone battery is dying. And I'm hoping I can just control it with this. That'd be pretty nifty.
Yeah,
So-
every time my cell phone dies, I just use my $3,000 apparatus to control my drones.
It's much more affordable than that if you want to go check out Parrot Drones.
Let's see. I want to see this thing.
I'm not positive that it's got these blinking lights and it takes it just turned solid. We might be in business.
Oh, yeah.
It might not though.
So is that one flying? Or oh, it flies, I see. Because there's one that jumps.
Yeah, that's the fuck is the jumping one?
Stay on mission, Kyle.
There's one that
Yeah.
just
Oh, okay,
jumps.
it's right there. Yeah, it can jump
It runs
on counters and stuff.
with that tripod dick. That spring loaded, it loads up on command and fires. It'll jump 3 feet in the air. It's tough as a motherfucker. The dog gets this thing and shakes the fuck out of it, throws against the wall, and it's just like woo, woo, beat-a-boop, 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 and runs away. It's got a camera in it, so you can look through your phone using Wi-Fi connection and like drive around your house and fuck with the dogs. That's what I do with it.
I didn't tell you, we may have another dying dog on our hands.
God damn! Is it the lab?
Ugh.
No, it's the other Great Dane.
Oh.
How old is it?
3, 4, something like that. It's turning
Ooh,
me
that's
off
not
of
good.
purebreds. But here's the symptom. She has like spots in her eyes, like ink blots or something like that. And apparently, so my wife took a good picture and sent it to the vet. And the vet said that it looked like it was a cyst. And they're like, if the ink things move, you're okay. If they're not moving, that means it's probably malignant. And it's been a couple days, and Jackie grabbed it, but I see her in the couch like shaking the dog's head and stuff like that, and they don't move. It's been days. She's run and stuff like that. So she's gonna go meet the vet, and the vet will take a look at her, but they think it's cancer.
Oh,
So
that's rough.
that sucks.
Yeah,
Have you
that's
thought
terrible.
about getting another dog
She
to
has
kind of
been
replace Jack?
aggressively campaigning for another dog, and I would like to take a breath. So far, like, we've been doing my thing, but I don't know what happens in the long term. If 2 dogs drop, then I'd be much more inclined to go back up to 2. That's kind of where I think our right spot is. But we'll see. It might even be that Harley's not sick, and then we've got a decision to make on 3. But yeah.
Do you want the same kind of dog if you do get another one, or are you looking for another Great Dane or something like that?
So Jackie would really like a Great Dane. Me, I'm like, I watched this College Humor video on the purebreds. Have you seen it?
Mm.
It's
We've shown it
really
on the-
good. I've shown it to Kyle. I know it. We haven't watched it on air, have we?
I'm not positive.
I wonder if it's bad to watch that one. It just feels like they'd be more
That's a college humor video too.
litigious and stuff, right? Like this isn't some random guy. But anyway, they humorously make the point that purebred dogs, you should really think of them as inbred dogs, that it's not like there are dog breeds or anything. They're just people selectively breeding dogs to make really fucked up things happen. Like, mine has a smushy face. Mine is gargantuan like a horse. And they just breed them together. And that in the video, if College Humor is a source, they say that like it only takes like a little bit of like backing off on some of the features you're targeting for them to get healthier and to have a little more genetic diversity in there. So I'm like, why not a Great Bernard or a Great Mastiff or I don't know.
That's what you should get if you're gonna get a dog. Get a dog like that. Like, even if it's a purebred, a bulldog or one of those dogs with the mushed up faces. Mm-hmm. That dog was just bred to have shitty breathing. Like, it can't breathe, it can't do anything. There's a reason that when they're running around, they're like... like, it's because it can't fucking breathe. It's not cute. It can't breathe. It wasn't designed to be able to live. Those things wouldn't exist in the world.
So I'm trying to sell that same point to Jackie. Like, you know, like, let's back... Like, Great Danes, especially, like we have had 2 purebred Great Danes, and neither of them seem to be as healthy as we'd like them to be. Like, if we could just back off and get a little genetic diversity, we could still have a great big dog because we like them. But, like, I'm making up. I don't even know if Great Bernard is a real thing. I think it is. But, you know, we can still have a big dog. It doesn't even have to be Great Dane.
Bernard.
Well, this would be a Great Dane Saint Bernard mix.
Ah, reasonable.
Yeah, Great Mastiff, a Saint Mastiff. I don't know. You know, like, just take a couple big dog breeds, put them together, and then you'd have a lot more genetic diversity than you would with, you know, either one being a purebred. That's the thought process. But it's all a work in progress.
I failed. I couldn't get it connected. Then my phone died. So normally they work just fine, but my phone is dead.
Well, he showed you how quick and easy they are to assemble.
Yeah, they fly around. They'll fly all around the house, and I don't know what the range is. It seems to be like 75, 80 feet or something like that. I don't think I've ever ran out of range because I don't play with it. But it's really fun because you can fuck with people. It's horrifying when it comes at you. It's really
loud.
Is. Yeah.
I haven't been in person, but I've seen him fly it a lot, and when it hits near the mic, it's like a tornado coming at you.
There's so much more like downdraft than you would ever think. It's got so when you I've flown my big one, the Parrot drone indoors, and if it gets too close to the ceiling, the downdraft, the suction just sucks it straight to the ceiling. It hits the ceiling, dies, and then slams on the floor. So you got to be careful about that. But I had that thing out in the field the other day, just hauling ass, you know, just full tilt forward going like that, and yeah. I don't know how fast it's going. Maybe it's not like that turbo-powered one that everybody saw on Reddit, but it would chase a man down, you know, maybe 15 miles an hour, something like that.
Have you guys, on terms, is it new topic time?
Sure. Yeah, I want to get to that slam poetry at some point.
Yes, I'm happy with that. But George Zimmerman got shot, or shot at, or something like that.
You're shitting me.
You didn't catch that?
Really?
Nah, you're lying. George Zimmerman is living the quiet life somewhere because he's not retarded, right?
I figured that.
And he changed his name to like Javier or something so that in the future.
It appears that it's not his fault. And a lot of people are like, it seems like nothing he can do is not his fault nowadays. But it looks like he was in a road rage incident. And here, I'll give you a link.
Yeah, let's see.
So it looks like he was in a road rage incident. And someone who seems to have known him saw him driving and started shooting at him. And Zimmerman, while armed, did not shoot back. It's
shocking.
It's difficult for me to blame him on this one.
He got
I think
shot
it's funny
at.
that he grew the beard out just almost to try and hide. Like, I'm not the guy that shot that black kid. Like,
You know, if there's anything that would motivate you to drop that last 25 pounds, it would be that kind of infamy. Like, I would change my name to something ethnic, lose all that weight, and you'd be good. You'd just make sure in the future they know that you're part Latino, so that you're not the white guy that murdered the black guy, you know, the black child. You know, you don't want to be that guy anymore.
They really did him wrong, man. Now, I'm going to quickly, if I can, go through some of the other problems he's had. Of course, everyone knows Zimmerman shot Trayvon Martin. You can say it was self-defense. You can say he was out there hunting as part of his community watch. It's all debatable. But here are some other ones. Let's see. Earlier this year, he was arrested in January in connection with a domestic dispute. He was accused of throwing a wine bottle at his girlfriend, but prosecutors dropped the charges after she recanted. Did he throw it? Did he not? I don't know. He was arrested in November 2013 after allegedly pointing a gun at a different girlfriend during an argument. Those charges were dropped after the woman withdrew her complaint.
I see what's going on.
Yeah.
He's putting the pressure on these people. That's why is George Zimmerman a supervillain?
He's drawn the attention.
Witnesses, and there's random attempts on his life. Who is this guy?
He's drawn the attention of authorities over accusations that he had threatened his then estranged wife. The article's not easily formatted like a bullet point, but apparently he's got a bunch of other things. He doesn't seem like he's the guy you want to hang your like look, this is what gun owners truly are. He just saved a neighborhood. Like,
don't you know if like George comes into the bar to hang out with you and your pals, you used to be old friends. He's like, George is here. I'm gonna go see what the wife's doing back. I think she had a book club, and I'm gonna sit in on that. That guy's nothing but trouble.
So it looked like he was making a U-turn to leave. Apperson, the guy that shot, pulled up alongside his vehicle, pulled out a gun, and shot his gun through his passenger window into Zimmerman's driver's side window.
GTA style.
Was he shot or just shot at? Like
At first they said he was shot, but now it looks like he just had minor wounds from flying glass and debris.
Pussy.
Yeah. He was treated and released from the hospital. So it's hard to say that he was bad in this one at all. It looks like he moved away from where all this went down, but he was there visiting his mother or mother-in-law, something like that. And so he was like back in town for some reason. And while there, he got recognized and attempted murdered.
Wow.
Who would think that he would be recognized? You know, so crazy, considering he's changed so much about his public appearance. He hasn't even grown his fucking hair out. At this point, I don't even feel bad for him. Like, just grow your hair out, change your hairstyle, lose some weight.
Lose that weight. He would look like a different man. I swear to God, I'd change my name. It's not a big deal getting your name changed. You can get a lawyer to get on that, and then you sign a few papers, and it's done.
Yeah, he could do that in a few days.
And if he was smart, I really would go with something ethnic. Like I wouldn't want to be George. George is a white man's name. And you don't want that anymore.
Javier
He's
Martinez,
Hispanic, isn't he?
Fucking Jorge, Domingo, whatever.
Jesus, just go with Jesus.
Yeah, you fucking pronounce it right, motherfucker. I'm Spanish. Let's be clear. I'm checking the boxes on the surveys and everything. No more mistakes. Can we watch my slam poetry? It's not mine. Don't let me take credit for it. There's this scumbag subreddit out there that I found this on, and it's quite funny.
Then let's watch it. This is Kyle's slam poetry that he's taking credit for.
I have the link.
Certainly
not.
Yeah. I'm cute at 0.
Is it?
I too am cute at 0. Let me go to the big screen. All right.
You just linked it again. Poet destroys man with words. That's it?
That's it.
That's it. Are you ready?
Yes.
Do you want me to call it? I feel like it's
go right ahead. You're the host.
Mark, are you ready? I didn't hear you.
Well, I am ready at 0.
3, 2, 1, play.
Round 3, it's on roll. Let's go.
Yo, check. So I worried they'd paint me simply if fat jokes are all I bring for tea. But he's the first really fat guy I've battled, so this is big for me. I mean, these fat jokes are mad heavy. Y'all might get mad at me. Shit, I might lose all my fat friends. Oh, wait, I don't have any.
I like him so far.
So if regular fat people wear big tees with their bathing suits, you take it the next level and probably bathe in suits. I mean, I'd clown him about his outfit, but his face looks like he's drowning. You don't have a lazy eye, you have a lazy face around it. You look like the Teflon Don if he was covered in Teflon. Or a walrus who dipped all of his blubber in Exxon. Fuck a bug. He's killed any mammal he's stepped on. If Biggie saw this piggy, he would think he was dead wrong. I mean, as far as food, what we got today? Lobster face, pasta plate. He's black and Islamic. What the fuck is he? A chocolate shake? I mean, you're too fat to walk over Subway grates, but you're in the Hall of Fame with Jared as the Subway greats. I mean, fucking your blood pressure is higher than the price of a brick. You are addicted to steaks if we're talking life on the strip. We would need a whole tray to put ice on your wrist, and your fingers are too fat, so you fucking type with a stick.
Wow.
This is brutal.
Oh no, it's getting no. He's warming up.
This is 5 minutes long.
But fuck jokes. I'll use reality to show that they're lame. The joke would be, you probably need 2 seats whenever you sit on an airplane. The reality would be, if you sat next to me on an airplane, it wouldn't ruin my night. It wouldn't ruin my flight. It would ruin my life. Him coming down the aisle with hard steps and short breath. Please, God, don't let him sit here. I'd be praying with palms clenched. Sit down and you're drenched from your breast to your forehead. Fuck 2 seats. Lard fest could only fit a park bench. In case of emergency landing, he'd need an extra large vest. If he has the window seat, the sun's eclipsed by your chest. And I'd be hard pressed to stay meta like Artest, because this guy can't keep his side fat off of the armrest. I mean,
I feel awkward.
This is so uncomfortable for that guy who has to walk up and down, back and forth in front of this other dude.
Right?
I mean, it's a tight, nice little package, but I promise all that's real. You are inconvenient to be around. How awful does that
God.
feel? I mean, his gains could be alleviated, and his pains could be abbreviated with a diet and exercise, maybe trying to be creative. It's really basic, but the only time that he's creative is making tacos with ice cream is the freaking He's got a million ways to sweeten cakes, but not one way to lean his face in. Always room for cheese and bacon, but let me guess. The greens were taken, but people treat it like it's a disease, a sickness to be mediated. Misleading statements from the media, they deviated. Like it's fat shaming, I can't take it. I'm trying to decrease your weight, and that benefits you, so you can show some appreciation. I mean, the fact that you're fat...
Wow. Oh my God, the dude has to drink water to try and play it down.
says so much about you as a man. No long-term goals, no perseverance. You can't stick to a plan. You only care about yourself. You're stuck in your selfish ways. And none of your family members care enough about you to help you change. But they say Big T's the man, like that'll help him magically. Of course you're the man, dog. You motherfucking have to be. You have to be cool or funny just to get an advantage. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a single friend on this planet. I mean, fucking... Fat people make less money. They get promoted less. They're more likely to be alone or to suffer an early death. And I get pissed because you have kids and your children are gonna grow. And it's a tragedy because being fat is all that they'll ever know. When your daughter was born, you probably weighed 355 pounds. If he'd walked a mile a day since then, he'd be skinny by now. So I don't give a fuck if I lose today or fucking lose the race. Bro, you can't win at life until you fucking lose the weight, bro.
So like I said,
my God.
That was
evisceration. It doesn't
brutal.
get any worse than that. He tore him
was
completely apart.
eviscerated. Just, oh my God. Like when he said, you're inconvenient to be around, you could tell that the other guy was like uncomfortable by that comment because
That's
it's
what
the
he signed up
truest thing ever. Like just something that cutting, that biting.
How could
it
you
was
tell
all
this
like that.
was the only thing in frame?
It was the only thing in frame.
Yeah, I'm with Melissa. I couldn't tell what the other guy. I thought the other guy played it off pretty cool, as far as I know, but it was so mean. Like when he said you'll earn less money, it's a shame you have children. He held nothing back.
Yeah.
Oh, that was his job, and he did it better than I think anyone else could have. That was
I thought
perfect.
it was amazing, and he was good. I'd like to see more things from him. I'm sure he doesn't always tear apart fat guys. I'd like to see what he does to some other opponent. That guy was talented.
What if you found out that like he did it just the same way right after that, but because just in like a terrible racist
You make
way.
less money, you're promoted less, you're uncomfortable to be around.
Right.
Yeah, that
Right.
stuff. You're uncomfortable. to be
That
around.
wasn't the. To me, that was just a transitional one. Like he opened up with like, "Hey, I've never done a fat guy, so this is big for me." And it's like, "LOL, I get it. That's punny."
Yeah.
But then as he's closing and talking about like, "You're not going to live as long. You're not going to get promoted. You're going to earn less money. You are unsuccessful. This is all because of you. Your children are doomed. You're like, you know,
Doomed.
yeah,
the word
if-
you
Much
used.
about you as a man, no perseverance, no something else.
Your
no,
family
you
is
can't stick to a plan.
enablers. You know, they call you the man. You have to be funny or something else just to. What was the other one?
Just to get an advantage or something. Yeah,
just
so
to
many
get-
greut points. True stuff. It was very biased. That was hard.
I hate to say it's true because I feel like it says I endorse it, but
This is true. Those are harsh facts. That's what those were.
harsh.
And
See, Woody didn't say he thought that was a good point, but if you're listening in the car, his slight eyebrow raise shows that he's tacitly agreed with these points.
Harsh facts.
That oh my god, that was hilarious. That guy
Yeah.
should do comedy, not just, slam poetry, which I think is kind of douchey as a whole. But
Yeah, he looked like he had some chops. Like maybe if he used that same style, but it was a comedy bit. Like I feel like that would be a unique kind of
It
delivery.
was
What if it was
uncomfortably
slam
mean,
poetry
though.
comedy?
Are you allowed to be uncomfortably mean in a stand-up comedy routine?
What if he was going after the crowd
absolutely.
with that? What if he was like picking on the crowd with a verse or two for each guy in the crowd or something?
You need
That'd
to
be
get
fun.
the crowd to line up with your way of thinking. Like Louis C.K. did this thing, but maybe, right? And I think Taylor probably wasn't impressed by this routine, but he's like, if you get shot while you're in action in the U.S. Army in Iraq or whatever, yeah, it's a tragedy. I get it. It's awful, whatever. But maybe we shouldn't have started that war. You shouldn't have flown over there. You shouldn't have done all these things that that led up to it happening. The way that you tell those jokes involves getting the audience to see your side. This just shocked your audience. I don't know if it would work.
I think that's the nature of the show, the competition that they're doing. Like,
Yeah,
I doubt whatever that guy had already said to the white guy was very kind.
it was probably unkind.
Yes, but I doubt he
was
could
probably
hold a
not very
candle to that. Drop the
there's
mic
a
after
reason
that thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he won after that. He just left, and they mailed him the trophy. Like there was no need to continue.
Yeah.
And if I'm that guy, I feel like it was like that scene from 8 Mile when Eminem goes off in the final rap battle or whatever, and he's like, "Here, tell me," it's just over.
You're right.
The guy
I think
doesn't
he
even want
tore
the microphone.
Eminem tore himself apart and owned everything that could possibly be said about him. And then he's like, "Go ahead, tell him something mean about me that I haven't already said." And it's like, actually, those were the things I was gonna say. Dude, that was so harsh. I'm still shaken up by it a little bit. And you know why? Because there's a lot of harsh truth in there.
Yeah.
Right? If he had just said like the sidewalk crumbles as you walk across it, it wouldn't have impacted me.
No.
That's
Or
true.
him.
'Cause it
Sidewalks
wasn't just
don't crumble.
topical stuff. It was like biting remarks about his manhood, about his ability to be a functional human being. It wasn't just like, "You're so fat that the fucking sidewalk crumbles," or whatever the hell. Like, it was true mean things.
Wings of Redemption sat next to a guy in coach on the way out to the Billionaires Challenge, and the guy didn't like sitting next to Wings, and it hurt Wings' feelings so much that
I think that guy said something really cruel to him.
I don't know if
I don't
he-
know what he said, but
I think he asked the stewardess if he could sit somewhere else. He didn't say anything cruel like this rap battle guy. It was just clear that guy really, really, really didn't want to share, a seat with the Wings' overhang, and it hurt Wings' feelings so much he felt trapped in California for the next whatever it was 4 or 5 days. He really seriously contemplated renting a car and driving home from California to South Carolina. For people who don't know, that's probably a 40-hour drive. It's
even less at his speed.
it's a 50-hour Wings drive safely.
4 days later. So this is the Grand Canyon. This is nice.
So when he outlined in that poetry, I can picture you short shuffling, walking sideways, short of breath, coming toward me as I think, oh my God, I hope it's not you sitting next to me. And it was like, wow, that's a replay of what happened. I don't know. It was striking. That was harsh.
Yeah. That guy's very good at his job. I think I'm gonna look up some more stuff from him later.
Yeah, what's his name? I want to look him up later and see what other shit he's got.
I don't know. I like slam poetry in general. I like all that stuff, all that spoken word stuff. I often those are really like I don't know, touching in a way. They're really good, powerful, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I saw one about a guy who was bullied throughout his childhood, and he was a really big, heavy, ugly guy, and he had this really good thing that went on and about how it made him feel, and at the end of it, like everybody in my house is crying. So I like that stuff. Speaking of crying, I mentioned it on our Civ stream last night. Taylor, have you ever seen Slingblade?
Oh, I have. He's just a boy.
You're just a boy. You won't not be talking like that. But he's got this whole... Billy Bob Thornton is a fucking master, all right? So he's like 5'10", I think. But his stature changes dramatically in this movie. He bends his knees down, so he's sort of a hunching. Then he bends his back forward, and his neck goes all the way like this. Then he like fakes an underbite. And he talks like this, but he won't make no eye contact with you. Mm-hmm. And he always talking about them French fried potatoes. That potted meat product was real tasty. Mostly I just stayed out there in the shed and had a little dugout spot and threw a quilt or two down in it, and Moma'd bring me mustard and biscuits 2 or 3 times a week. It's so...
This sounds horrible. This sounds so bad. I don't want to see this movie.
I've never cried more in a movie than this movie. I had seen it before, but But it's so sad that I think in the past I'd kind of done that thing where you halfway pay attention so it doesn't affect you. But I was sitting in bed in the dark watching this movie from beginning to end, hearing every note, and I was picking up on things. Like Carl's character wasn't as mentally challenged as he actually was. It was because of the way they raised him, because you can clearly see Carl learning new words that he's never learned before in the span of the movie. He learns he learns that when you talk about your history, that means your past, and then he repeats it later. He does a lot of things like that. You see him opening up and coming out of his shell, learning stuff. So it's that makes it even more sad. And then the father-son relationship that he forms with the boy, where the boy's father is dead, and Carl never had a father, and they just bond together. And there's this part where he puts his arm around the boy right before he's going to make this great sacrifice for the boy, and he's just like, I want to put my arm around you for a minute. And the boy's just like, all right, Carl. And he just like puts his arm around him. They sit there on these stumps beside each other. Tears are pouring down my face. I'm just like trying not to lose it. And he goes, I love you, boy. And he goes, I love you too, Carl. And I was going, it was so fucking sad. But it's on Netflix. If you want to watch it, I highly recommend it. Yeah, it's a sad movie, but I think it's so fucking good. It's such a great film.
And it's not sad the whole way through. It's like
There's funny stuff
at parts. There's a lot.
Yeah.
Melissa showed it to me. I had never heard of it until she had me watch it.
That scene where Dwight Yoakam, is that who it is, or is it Yes, Dwight Yoakam. He's playing the abusive, like stepfather kind of role, and he has this drunken tirade. And there's a gay guy in the house. There's all his bandmates. They have a stupid band, and there's Carl, who's mentally handicapped. And he's going off, like, I want all the goddamn faggots and retards and cripples. And he's like rolling the guy in the wheelchair against a wall, like, get the fuck out. And he's just losing his shit, coming completely apart. And it's so awkward. Everybody's just like, nobody knows what to say. I love that movie. I've seen it 3 times, but never paid as much attention as I did a couple nights ago. It's really good, though. Check it out.
And you have to give that movie a chance, because when you first start watching it and you see him with his like jutted out lower jaw and the just ridiculousness of it, you're gonna think like, this is retarded, this is stupid, I'm not gonna watch this. But stick with it for a bit and you will enjoy it, because the character becomes more relatable. It's not just some jutted out jawed moron throughout the entirety of it. It gets more relatable.
You had me curious. I'm curious. Accidental segue. How did you two meet?
At a grocery store, actually.
Did he?
Yeah.
I watched an episode of Happy Days where Richie Cunningham would ram people's carts as a way of meeting them. Was that his big move?
That's exactly what happened. She had her cart of organic meats and vegetables. I had my high carb diet in there, and I just rammed her from the side. And
I thought, what an asshole.
Yeah, she thought, what a dick. And then I proved that point.
How did you? So did you begin talking to her, Taylor, at the grocery store?
I initiated contact with her.
Yeah, I don't talk to people.
She's
Please
very
tell
quiet.
me it began by like stalking and following her around from aisle to aisle.
Well, it was late at night. She was sleeping.
You
I
had to
was
make sure she
breathing
had a-
heavily on her window, knocking ever
gotta-
so silently,
yeah,
making
you know,
kissy faces.
You gotta like stalk her a little to make sure she's got all her fingers and both ears and everything.
No
like,
ring.
Yes,
Absolutely, yes. Well, the no ring thing was more of a ancillary detail. I was more looking to make sure that she wasn't deformed, retarded, things like that. And
Yeah.
she isn't.
Well
She's
done.
got me fooled now.
You're like, boy,
But-
that sounds like, boy, no history of mental retardation or deformity. Very nice. I love that.
So
That's good to know.
So you spotted her grocery shopping, and would you go past her aisle once or twice to get a look or two?
I don't know why you said grocery shopping. That's not how we met.
This is great. How did you? It was Tinder. Please tell me it was Tinder.
No, it wasn't Tinder. It was
Twitter.
Twitter.
I nailed it.
Tinder.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, she actually learned who I was because she used to enjoy, as far as I can tell, Kyle's videos of guns and shooting because she's a big gun enthusiast. A
Okay.
couple of gun enthusiasts, and she listened to PKA, and she thought, my God, this handsome, hilarious devil is on every so often, and I need to learn more.
No,
about
I'm on
him.
every
No,
show.
You didn't do videos then.
This handsome, as I can imagine, hilarious devil. His audio is excellent, and that's what she thought. And so she reached out to me on Twitter and was talking to me about.
No, not quite.
Not quite.
Not
then
quite.
You tell the story then.
Yeah, because that is my side of the
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
Don't you love this Genesis story, Woody? Without you and I, they would have never gotten together. You see that, right?
Ah.
Without my videos and our podcast, never would have happened.
No, I came across the
True.
prank calls with like early PKA episode prank calls with Kyle playing FPS Russia, whatnot, and I was like, oh, these are funny, and then I came across the podcast that way, and then they were on like Podbean
Yeah.
back then. There was no video, and Taylor was a guest at one point, and he's the only guest that I was like, oh, like this guy's funny. I'll start listening to his videos because I liked video games and zombies, so I listened to his videos, and then I tweeted at you a question at one point, and I didn't like his answer in his video. I was like, oh, what an asshole. Like, I'm not going to listen to him anymore. Listening to him for an entire summer. And I was like, oh, I'm done. I am done with this guy. And, or at least listening to you. And then at the end of the summer, I was like, oh, let's see what Taylor's up to.
Can I ask
And
what the question and answer was that turned you off so
I don't
much?
recall, but
I don't
I
don't remember,
I used to
but it was a
tweet out-
snarky answer, and I
Oh.
was like,
That
"You
sounds
fucking
completely possible.
me being snarky. That's fucking ridiculous. No, but I used to tweet out all the time. I mean, I know Kyle follows me on Twitter, so he knows. I would just tweet out like, give me some topics for a video because I'm not going to come up with my own. That's for peons. And so I have people send me questions and whatnot. And I guess that you sent me a question that I responded to in a cunty way.
Yeah. I was like, oh, so you think you're smart?
He
do.
does, yes.
But
Anyways, I tweeted another question at you about school because I also studied psychology in college. So I just started asking you about that. And it wasn't, but later that afternoon, we were messaging each other on Skype and then Skype for like 7 hours or something.
see,
like that.
because I immediately because she tweeted me about because I posted something about I was taking a neuroscience class at the time and I posted a picture of my textbook.
No, I
and-
asked asked you what textbook you were using.
Oh, well, then she asked me what textbook I was using, and then I posted a picture of it, and we started getting into conversation, and before I knew it, we were talking, like, in text, but I still didn't believe it, because I knew the internet and how ridiculous it can be, and so I assumed that she was a big, fat fucking man in, Kentucky,
Catfishing you.
masturbating while he was talking to me. And
I'm still catfishing you.
She's very good.
Leroy!
So we kept talking that way, and then when we finally video Skyped, I was like, all right, this is the same woman in the picture, the same attractive lady, and not some big fat fuck in Kentucky. So we got that. But yeah, it is because of you guys and your excellent podcast.
You moved to the Boise area. I'm going to make this up, 9 months ago, something like that. When did you move out there?
Bit longer than that, but yeah.
Did you guys see each other much in person before that move?
Yeah, we had. Yeah, a few times before that. We'd hung out for a number of weeks.
So this was actually kind of a bold move there. Like you guys, it's not like you were together daily before he decided to move over.
It wasn't, I don't think it was that bold. Well, yes, from an outsider's perspective, it was bold, but not as much as we have in common.
Yeah, you just knew. It was too good.
But
we have a weird amount of shit in common. Like
what?
A weird amount of everything?
Like just
Example.
the same sense of
What'd
humor.
you say we don't have in common? We don't...
genitals.
Yes, genitals.
Yeah, that's like
they're totally
get
different.
along really well.
I'm not as social. That's the other thing.
That's the main thing. Difference between us is I've always been the social butterfly. I just love to talk. And
I
just
like
be the
to
center
find
of
people
attention.
on the internet and stalk them.
She did. It's true.
Everyone needs a hobby.
An extrovert feels like they get their attention. They get their energy from people being around them, and an introvert feels like it drains them. And so it's different thing.
Kyle, you're probably like that as well. Like you like being the center of attention. You like being out there talking to people.
I can go both
I bet
ways.
I could describe him better. I think that Kyle likes it, but there's a timer on it too. Come 2 hours into it, he's ready to get out of there. It's had enough.
It depends. It depends on the situation. If you mean center of the attention, like we're doing, I'm signing autographs or something, like I don't care for that so much. That's a weird situation because oftentimes the way people approach me with those things are either way too familiar or way too like oh my God, I can't believe I'm here with you. So they're either one end of the spectrum or the other. It's
your
rare that you
opinion
get
of
someone
yourself
who
is
knows.
not as high as their opinion of you, and there's like a mismatch there.
Yeah. So that'll happen. But if I'm like, I don't know, if I'm entertaining a group of friends or something and telling a story, like, yeah, sure, that's great. I like to do a little performance there. I've always talked with my hands and, gotten really descriptive and felt like I was a good storyteller. My dad always told stories about stuff, and he was always really good about telling the story. There was one where he was a window washer. That was his job he had when in his early 20s. And the window washer device, the thing you stand on, that goes up the side of the building that you stand on to do the squeegeeing and such, it wasn't one of those metal caged in ones. It's really safe and automatic. It was a board. It was a 2x6 doubled up. And on either side, it had a winch, and you had to winch one end of it up pretty hard, and then winch the other end up, and that's how you walked up the building. And it just had some basic bracing. And he went, and he's just talking about the ropes creaking and the boards warped in one spot, and you're up there 4 stories, and just I don't know. I like being the center of attention sometimes.
Yeah. So when I go to YouTube gatherings, there's usually someone there who's a better center of attention than me. Right? I think Kyle's a better center than me. Like Syndicate, you guys know him, the YouTuber, live streamer. Whenever I'm in the same room as him, it kind of feels like his star is a little brighter or something. He's just good at being the center of attention. But you put me in your typical fucking Thanksgiving or high school graduation, I'm a star. Amongst regular people, my stories are good, and it's fun to be it's fun to be that guy that everyone's paying attention to. I can dominate a book club, but
you kept you mentioned that before about being in IT. where like all the IT guys, you are just the belle of the ball in the IT world. Just everybody's like, oh, back off. This is Woody's Gamertag. He's got a few tales for you. Woody, tell him about that time that you reformatted the server.
Yeah,
Oh
dude.
my God.
They'd always have me like, all right, now Woody's gonna present, and I'd be like, amongst computer programmers, I'm a stand-up comic, you know. And then, like, it would just tell like, all right, everyone's gonna talk about what they're thankful for this year, and I would just go on about funny shit, and the room is rolling, and another thing amongst IT professionals, I don't know, especially in my 30s, whatever, it gets stolen from you, but I was an elite information technology athlete. We would like, they did this competition once where it was like an IT field day, and they brought in all these like carnival rides or something, like rock climbing. We had these boxing gloves, but each glove was like as big as a human torso that you box with. Nobody could hang with me. I am just kicking sysadmin after computer programmer after web designer's ass. Just light them up.
All pumped up. Come on, Patel, let's go. Come on.
Right?
So you were just beating the shit out of like Chandelar, the 110-pound
Srinivas, Atul, like Mundabi. None of them could hang with me. And there were other guys too, like even like the other athletic IT guys. Not on my level. Oh no. If there were 8 events, I got like 6 first places and nothing worse than third. I am an elite information technology athlete. You're in the presence of one right now. And yeah, it was, I used to brag, like when I was doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and stuff, I'd goof off like, I'm the toughest guy in Cisco IT. I think I could take it. I think I could take everybody.
toughest guy in Cisco IT.
I really think so.
What a feat.
Yeah. And yeah, so that stuff is fun. It's a big fish, little pool, little small pond, I think.
So, I was just in my car the other day, and I was thinking about you, Woody. I was thinking about
same thing, but shower. Go on.
Yeah. Well, I like to do that in the car. I like that.
It kills time.
Get in traffic. What are you gonna do? So I was thinking about we've talked about how you're an award-winning dancer and how that's a credential. Credentials are an odd thing. When you give someone's credentials, they don't require any backstory. So I was thinking about your credentials and what those credentials could, what else those credentials would lean themselves to. So you are an ex-collegiate athlete with years of martial arts training. You're a millionaire. You're an award-winning performance artist, and you've accrued a following of well over 1 million. So I thought you could easily be a superhero. And what superhero would you be? And I thought with your swimming and everything, and your general look, because I imagined that picture of you with the beard, what hero better than Aquaman? And so if you click that Gyazo, I had my GFX guy like put that together for you.
Oh my God.
Perfect.
You had your GFX guy do that, or did you do that while drunk?
Absolutely not. No, no. I was like, there's a guy who kind of got a retainer, I guess you could say, and I was like, he needs to make this. Let's do this. So I think that's
really
hilarious. You could totally be Aquaman.
That would be your superhero, wouldn't it, Woody? Or do you empathize with another one more? Because Aquaman makes sense for you.
I think Aquaman is the one. Yeah, it's got to be. I used to.
You know who's actually going to play him, right?
Who? No, I don't.
It's the
Morgan
same
Freeman.
actor.
Yeah.
Close. It's the same actor who played Khal Drogo in the Game of Thrones
show. It's Carl
Carl
Drogo.
Drogo. Yeah, so that's actually your face placed on his body, just so you know. You're on Carl Drogo's body.
You didn't use my body as well?
Woody's arms.
Dude.
Yeah. Kyle, who would you be? Who would your superhero doppelganger be? I'm trying to picture one for you.
The Punisher.
The Punisher. I don't know.
I don't know him well enough
Why
to
do
have
you
an
think
opinion.
I don't know. I guess the guns, and I drive a sports car, and I don't know. It just seems like the way to go. I like Frank Castle. I think the Punisher's cool. The movies were pretty great. The first one was good. It was a little too kiddie. The Punisher's a guy whose like family was all murdered, and then he kind of takes it upon himself to like lay down vigilante justice with just violence, just complete vigilante, just guns and knives and stuff. Like that'd be a cool superhero to be.
Sounds
Seems pretty
good.
basic, and it's not silly. No powers or anything. I just shoot people.
I was thinking the Human Torch, because knowing your sexual history, you probably have experienced a burning sensation or two.
Never. You've got to safe sex only, kids. That's the only way. Or find a partner who is pro-choice, and that works too.
Dude, it's still my Skype status. It's a quote from Kyle. One of my favorite qualities in a woman is that she be pro-choice.
It's true. That's a difficult quality in Georgia.
I think it's actually one of the qualities in a woman I look for is that she be pro-choice. I might have messed up the quote, but it's something like that.
Both are true.
Both work. Yeah. So topics. It's always me.
There's been like
this
8
is kind of
earthquakes this
fun.
week, seemingly.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about earthquakes? I know nothing. I'll need
I don't
some
know anything
leading.
either. It just seems like there's an earthquake every day.
But it's in Nepal. Are they even real people?
Oh, I don't care about those earthquakes.
Even real people.
Until the earth opens up and some white people fall in and like Beverly Hills, like it's just not gonna. I just won't know about it.
If
I'm
poor
sorry.
people
Until you hear
die,
about someone named Samantha dying in an earthquake, no one's gonna give a shit.
it's a bigger story if a blonde girl is kidnapped.
Yeah, totally, sure.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know what I feel awful for saying it. It's just a joke, but I swear when. Oh my God, I'm gonna say this out loud. It just seems when a country of poor people die, you're like,
Oh my God! Look at Kyle sinking down in his seat.
come on. Everyone listening is thinking the same thing. Like, oh, yeah, like, I don't know, if all of a sudden, like, Ghana opened up and the sandworms killed a bunch of people.
Fucking eject.
You just
Woody,
in
you're
my
not
hatch.
thinking of all of our Nepalese listeners.
I just, like if this had happened in the Netherlands or something, and it's not a race thing, really. It's totally an economic thing. If it had happened in the Netherlands or if it happened in, I don't know, where's some other, like, relatable country that's not just white people?
Brazil.
Brazil, I guess.
What's a relatable country that's not white people? And you can't think of one.
Hey, where do they keep all those brownies anyway?
Who are the people I care about who aren't white?
This is so awful.
Australians. Yeah, those
That's
people.
terrible.
Bring on the hate. I'll be offline mowing my yard. But yeah, it just seems a little less relatable when, like, a concrete without rebar falls down or something like that. You're like, yeah, that's just like a completely different place, different building standards. No wonder that happened.
Wow.
Yeah. All right.
Those poor people.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah.
Poor people.
I don't. What?
It really does suck. I mean, I keep hearing about people buried alive and stuff, and they brought in some sort of, I guess we sent some technology over there because they got some fucking heartbeat sensor they're using to dig people out. They didn't come up with that shit.
You mean you don't think they had those readily available?
No, we're the only ones with fucking heartbeat sensors.
Melissa's staying
that
over
part-
there out of trouble entirely.
That's a good idea.
She's like, don't unfollow me on Twitter. I have nothing to do with Woody.
Melissa, you might want a real job one day, Melissa. You just tone that stuff down. Woody just talked. Like, Woody knows he'll never have to work a real job. He can say whatever he wants. He can go on racist tirades. What's he going to be, a politician? That's over, too. He knows
Yeah,
that.
that's
He's
fucked. I used to
lieutenant.
daydream about that. This will come up.
Yeah. So, why, Mr. Gamertag, some have called into question whether or not you are an appropriate choice for state senator, since you're going to be sit on many foreign affairs committees and other committees that would deal with foreign issues when you say things like this. When those poor people die, just who gives a fuck, right?
Am I right? Who's with me?
People, and then that's the news clip, and you're just like, well. Nobody really cares about it. Let's be real. Come on.
I'll just do what Kyle does and double down on everything ridiculous I say.
That would be Woody's response.
That's not what I want to talk about. I want to talk about how much our hard-earned American tax dollars are going to those countries. That's what I want to talk about. You just gotta twist it around. Be a politician. Don't answer that shit.
Kyle's good at that stuff. Like it. So when I feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, when it comes to like handling social situations or whatever, I'm not bad. I'm like a 7.5 or 8ish or something.
Best in IT.
Best in
right.
Cisco IT. But Kyle is like an alpha 10. Like the other 10s come to him. And I was like, I'm going to be in this situation where probably people are going to like put their palm out and ask for advice or in a promotion or something like that. And Kyle's like, I always say yes. Oh, yes. Yes, absolutely. I'd love to do that. You want to talk to Kitty. She arranges all those things. And then he has someone else do his knowing for him. Or, or put it like, yeah, dude, I would love to do this. This sounds fantastic. Kitty has my rates and schedules for me. And then all of a sudden, it's like, yeah, you got to pay for what you're asking for.
Yeah, because sometimes it's a good kind of lie. It's not really even a lie. It's just a non-truth. I could say they'll say something. A guy came to me at
That is such a sociopath thing to say.
A 10 out of 10. It's sociopathing.
Here's what he said to
Call it
me.
a non-lie. It's a misdirection.
Oh, please don't mention
There
the company or the situation. I don't want to attack them. But
So this guy approached me while I was playing paintball. I wasn't at the event. I was just playing paintball on the weekend. Like, I'm just on my own playing paintball. I don't have an FPS Russia badge on. I'm just playing paintball. I'm wearing a mask half the time. But it wasn't long before, I guess the paintball crowd is likely to know me, it seems. So, like, there's a crowd of people there, and I was getting to know them all, and we was playing with them. And there was one guy in particular who seemed really keen on hanging out with me and playing with me, and I was cool with all that. And then at the end of the day, he's like, I've got this podcast I do, and I'd really love to interview you on it. And I'm thinking, like, I just wouldn't care to do that. It's not that I have anything against you. I wouldn't like to spend my time that way, and that's just how I feel on the inside. That's nothing against you. Don't want to do it. However, it just seemed cruel to say that to him. So I said, look, you contact this person. She kind of makes those decisions for me. You just email here. If there's a way to work it out, then we'll do it. And that's true. If there were a way to work it out, if he was like, well, come on, my dad owns Texon, so maybe like I just pay you,
I don't even know what Texon is, but I bet it's wealthy.
Done. Yeah. Just let's make it happen. Whatever. If you could pay me to come on, and I mean, everybody wants to get paid for their time. That's time that I would normally be spending doing something, constructive and enriching, like playing Civilization into the wee morning hours.
It's so draining. Yeah. So like sometimes I'll be like, this is gonna happen, and Kyle's like, this is what I would say, and it's like, ooh, I'm burning that one in. That's where the names go. I take shit like that and store it instead.
You don't approach the guy behind the counter at a place that you want a job at, and he doesn't go yes or no. Like, there's plenty of managers who hand you a job application in their head. They're like, fucking wasting your time, bro. But you don't say that because it's not professional. It's the same exact thing. Same exact thing.
Or the other thing you don't want to do either is just say yes all the time. Oh yeah, well, sign me up. You asked. It's awkward to say no, so now I'm going to start working for you. Yeah, that stinks too.
No, I've always been good at saying no. I think some people have a hard time doing that, but I figured that one out.
All right, do we need a new question for the group? I want to start with Melissa. What did 13-year-old you consider to be the greatest thing ever?
Oh man. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, the preoccupation I had when I was 13 was obtaining a video game console because I could not convince my mom to buy me one for like 7 years before that.
Which console would that have been for 13-year-old you?
Well, I was trying to decide between a PS2 and a GameCube, ended up with a PS2.
Good call.
That's the better one.
Yeah, that's the way to be.
But that was my life. I was like, I have to get one of those. I wasn't allowed. My mom's like, those are for boys.
Really? She discouraged you
Yeah.
from gaming because it was too masculine.
Yeah. Yes.
Huh.
She's like, no, you're gonna get sick of that. That's for boys. Boys enjoy that. I'm gonna buy that for you, and it'll be a big waste of money because you're gonna get sick of it in about a month.
It didn't happen, did it?
No.
My parents discouraged gaming because I prioritized it over things that mattered, like school and real life and things like that.
Yeah, that happened a little later.
See, when Woody was a 13-year-old, he wanted the latest hieroglyphics tablet, and his parents said, "No, Woody, you can't have that." And he just kept at it until he got it.
It was a
So,
Super Nintendo, and the game that I was kind of addicted to was Zelda, and I don't know if I beat it or not, but I would just play that thing forever and ever and ever. That was the.
Oh, I never beat the Super Nintendo games because Mom didn't understand the concept of saving, and she just unplugged the motherfucker to vacuum, and it's part of the reason I don't talk to her to this day. I never made it to the last world in Mario 3, and I never will because of that, and I will hold that against her till she's dead.
Yeah, I
never
played
made
Super
it to the
Mario
last
Brothers when it was new. Then I played it when it was an arcade game. It was a good one.
I played it when I was 5, so that was 1991. That's when I had my NES with Mario.
I remember 91. I graduated high school that year. Murka? What did 13-year-old you consider to be the greatest thing ever?
Oh, let me think. Well, that's when I was playing hockey, like, pretty seriously and a lot as a goalie. And I wanted my dad, because you go to those hockey stores, and my dad would want to take me to, like, Play It Again Sports or some shit, where I could go pick up used goalie pads. And for those of you who aren't aware, goalie pads are expensive as shit. Like, they're incredibly pricey. And he wanted to get me some used pads, and I just had my heart set on this new pair of TPS pads. Still remember the brand, and they were like $1,600.
Wow.
Just for the leg pads. They were incredibly nice for the time. And I had my heart set on those. And then my birthday or Christmas, some shit came around, and I thought I was getting those. Have you ever thought you were getting a gift and then you didn't get the gift? It's fucking awful. Awful. Because you're like anticipating your thanks of like, all right, I'm going to open these, and then be like, oh, thank you so much, Dad. Thank you so much, Mom. And then
You're already
open
planning
it.
what you're going to do with the thing.
Exactly. You're like thinking about going out and using
In the
them.
rink this weekend.
Yep, exactly. Exactly. And opened it, and it was not that. It was not what I wanted.
What was it?
It was pads, but in a different color. So they didn't match.
Oh my God.
Matters. The color matters.
color matters.
You
It has
are
to
like
match
a
your
sweet
jersey.
16 girl who doesn't like the color of her BMW at this stage.
But I didn't want a BMW. I wanted a black and white set of TPS goalie pads.
Were they
And
used?
Yes.
Hey, how do you sell used goalie pads?
No,
You've told me how they smell.
These aren't like they smell. They smell horrific.
How do you
but
get that out?
You don't. You just deal. Like, but these were like leg pads, so those don't absorb as much smell. But I opened it, and I just had to know. And looking back, I know that the look on my face when I opened them was probably enough to cut my parents to the core of just the sadness that I was emanating for not getting what I want. But yeah, that's what I wanted when I was 13, and I was wholly disappointed. Mom, Dad, come on.
I had a similar
Millennials.
situation. I wanted a Trans Am, and they got me a new Chevrolet truck, and I was just like, I couldn't be appreciative, and that maybe that's. I'm sorry, but I couldn't be. Maybe that makes me a shitty person, but I had my heart set on that Trans Am. I didn't even want a new one. I wanted a much cheaper vehicle. Instead, he bought me a $35,000 truck, and that's not what I fucking wanted. I didn't want a truck like the rest of those fucking rednecks. I wanted a sports car so I could get some pussy, and it was absurd. It was absurd. Got me that truck, and I did not want it.
We both sound like spoiled,
He
petulant
shows up to
children.
he picks me up from school. He's like, "This is yours," and I'm just like, "You just bought this?" He was like, "Yeah, I just left, the dealership wherever it was." I was just like, "You already signed the papers and everything?" It's like we can't just. Is this like the test drive we're on now? Because let's park this motherfucker and go to the used car lot and get me a fucking Trans Am.
Can I sell this back and buy 3 Trans Ams?
Right? That's what I wanted.
Mine?
In my, I almost wanted to be like, could you put me on the title if it's mine? Blah blah blah. And he's like, and then just fucking cash that son of a bitch in at the used car. Like, come back with a car. Like, I don't care. The Trans Am was all I wanted. That's all I cared about. I wanted it so bad that, and he didn't come through with it. The thing I was most focused on when I was 13, though, I think 14 was paintball. I think at 14 I got my first paintball gun, and I got really, really into that. But so at 13, I think it was probably hunting, And at that age, it was most likely bow hunting. I think I was really into that. I was all about, looking up the specs on different compound bows and, wanting the carbon fiber arrows and or the graphite arrows. And, I want these broadheads that open up 2.5 inches wide of razor blade on impact, and they're held in place with rubber bands. Or like, no, I want the triple razor blade that and always just coming up with new stuff like that. I was really into that for a while. That's probably what I was into at 13, was just shooting deer with a bow.
I was into jet skiing at 13. That was my thing. My parents had bought my brother and I a used jet ski when I was like 12. But by the time I was 13, he had grown tired of it. We didn't have a trailer behind a car, so you had to like push it on this cart with a handle, kind of like. Ever see those things where you put it under a trailer so you can move it around the car lot? It was like that, but it balanced a jet ski. And we lived 2 blocks from the ocean, which isn't a very far push. But then pushing it across the soft sand into the water was so hard. It was like a 40-minute full effort body pull to drag that thing across the sand. And my brother, who wasn't into physical work, was just like, fuck that. I'd rather not go jet skiing. The other option was to push it like 2 miles to the boat ramp by the bay, and that was also awful. So, but I was down for it, and I would go jet skiing all the time. By the time I was 13, it kind of unofficially became mine because I was like fixing it and maintaining it and using it every day, and he had lost interest in it, and that was my passion. I was all.
How can someone that old lose interest in a jet ski? I don't understand that. Those are the most fun things ever. You
Was
can't
it not powerful?
frown on a jet ski.
It was plenty powerful. It was an old Kawasaki 440-year-old at this point.
Shit. That's odd.
Yeah, it would do the trick. Also, I mean, maybe some of I was good at it. I was also into surfing at the time, and water sports, like I just sort of took to them really quickly. And let's say that every time you went out jet skiing with me, you got shown up by your little brother. Would maybe that hurt your interest in it?
So wait, are you
That
telling
might
me?
actually.
Are you telling me that when you were out on the water, it just didn't feel natural to be aboard that man-made craft? You wanted to be one with the waves. That's what it was. You were drawn to it, pulled, if you will.
Yeah, I guess so, dude. I love the water so much. When we moved to Ocean City, I instantly took to the water. I would go out there. I used to when I was a lifeguard, I'd swim with dolphins like 7 times a week. Like it would happen all the time. And then when you swim with wild dolphins, you don't really swim with them. Like you just swim nearby and they do whatever the fuck they want. Like I would like chase them, and even though I was a good swimmer, compared to a dolphin, I was fucking horrible.
See, growing up in Missouri, I can empathize with that because I would often walk in fields with cattle. So, just
Did you ever try to catch a cow? I've told that story several times, but have you ever tried to catch a cow?
Oh, you can't catch them. They're faster than they look.
Yeah.
There's no way you're catching a cow. No way.
You can catch them.
I defy you. I want to
Not on
you
foot.
Out in the field, my grandparents'
you don't
cattle.
You don't catch them on foot. You've got to be in a vehicle, and you've got to have a chase driver, and then you bail off and fucking tackle them.
If you have an ATV, yeah, you can catch a cow. But
that's how you catch cows.
You are absolutely never going to catch a cow.
That's not true. So there's a kind of hunting that primitive man did.
I know this.
Yeah, you run. You exhaust the animal to death. It's part. We're the only primates apparently that are long distance runners, and part of the reason for that is because we evolved to be, because that's how we hunted it in the beginning. We would run 20, 30 fucking miles chasing a cow, and we wouldn't give it a chance to stop and pant to cool off. They can't sweat, we can, and we'd run them to death. That's
okay, well, maybe 30,000 years ago that worked. You find one human being on this planet that can catch a cow right now.
Go to the Boston Marathon. I'll get you 6 Ethiopians off the front line that could run down any animal you want.
Oh, fuck you, dude. I got 6 Kenyans
that
can catch your Ethiopians.
Yeah, right? Don't even worry about that. All right, so hang on. You were talking about the dolphins, and it made me think of this picture. You have to scroll down just a bit to get to the particular image. It's actually a GIF, or a GIF, if you will. But I think this is a good reenactment of Woody with the dolphins.
Is anyone else getting content unavailable? Oh,
you scroll down.
I did get content unavailable.
No.
Scroll down.
This is Aquaman riding the dolphins?
Yep.
Yes. This is me in high school.
totally.
That's what. Hairline's not quite as good, but that's fine.
I used to surf. Well, I still do sometimes, but I surfed in high school too. And my parents got me a winter wetsuit for Christmas. It was kind of like Taylor's story, except I got what I wanted. The thing was, I didn't, I didn't get it soon enough. So like, you can't surf without a warm wetsuit in a New Jersey winter, right? That's not going to happen. So I had to stop surfing like sometime in October when my spring suit didn't cut it anymore. Then came Christmas. It was time to go surfing again, but it was like the snow was coming down heavy, and I didn't care. I went surfing anyway in the snow. But yeah, that was my story. Just like
that's something
Taylor's.
I'd like to try someday.
It takes a little while to get competent at it. Like some people take 2 weeks to stand up. But
2 weeks?
yeah,
I don't think I would have the patience to wait 2 weeks to be able to even stand on the surf.
I had heard that, and I knew it was common. And like guys working at the surf shop that sold me my board and stuff said it, and I was like, man, all right, knowing this, I stood up my first time ever, and I'm like, wow, I'm such a natural. Like,
Do you have that balance toy at your new house?
It's in the garage.
You should show off his balance skills.
I can. It's no big deal. But
I would love to see that. They're very impressive. I've looked for those. I don't know where to get them. I want one.
The second part of that story was I didn't stand up again for 2 weeks.
Oh. Should have left that out.
No, don't mention that part. No, but Kyle, I know
First
that
time Woody's Gamertag touched a surfboard, he stood up. Like, you just leave it at that. It's a credential.
Colin's as good at balance stuff as I am too. We could both get. You know what? I'd go get it.
Yeah, go get it. Those things
All
are
right,
cool.
you
That
guys.
was like your Game of Thrones George R.R. Martin voice, Kyle.
I'll be right
Like,
back.
And he balanced on the thing, and there were crow's feet and goose eggs abounding on the feast.
Did you watch the latest episode?
We did watch it,
Yeah.
and
Stonemen! The Stonemen were crazy, right? They jumped.
that was cool.
I thought that, and the dragon flying overhead, that was crazy.
Oh, dragons. I'm so sick of goddamn dragons.
Wow, even though the dragon ate the guy alive, that wasn't good enough.
Yeah,
That
whatever.
wasn't good. Nothing's good enough for her. Am I right? But I
Set him on fire.
liked it, but it wasn't as good as previous episodes. Like it was a lot of catch up in this episode. It was a lot of trying to tie things together and not so much action.
I'm getting tired of things happening in the show that never happened in the book.
Yeah, that's happening more and more and more now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
It's departing quite a bit.
I'm still sticking in there. It's going to end the same. That's all that matters. I think they're just they're doing it in a more compact, TV-friendly kind of way, where maybe they just feel like some of the choice, like the whole thing with Sansa going up to Winterfell, that maybe they feel like that's going to tie things together better.
Well, they couldn't do anything more boring with her. She was so boring in the book.
Sansa's storyline sucks.
Yeah.
Like it's just not very good. I think she's boring, but
I'd like some more lemon cakes, please.
Yeah, exactly. The whole Stonemen thing, though, I think they handled that well, and that was entertaining. Like it was exactly how I pictured it in the books of like these big, heavy, monolithic creatures just boom, just slamming into the deck of the ship. I liked that. I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Spoilers. They raid the ship. For those out there who haven't.
And I saw it, as the dragon's going over, you look over Tyrion's shoulder, and there's a stone man like crouched down, and I was like, is that a statue or what the fuck? Oh no! and then when Jorah screams, "Stone man!" and they start they're like,
yeah, for like the 8th time in the series, Tyrion is tied up and just like, cut me loose. Like, he's tied up in every dangerous situation. Just, cut me loose. Am I going to kill
I think
you
that's
now?
that. It seems like he always is. He should really be carrying a pocket knife. Speaking of pocket knives, we were looking at those Microtech tiny automatic knives. Those things are crazy expensive.
Oh, the ones that just spring out where you hit the button?
It's
Yeah, it's
called
very tiny.
There's a term for it. It's not front end loader. Is it out the front? I think
Automatic, I thought. That's
Out
all
the
I
front.
know.
Not a very creative name.
I think it might be called an out the front knife. I'm kind of. There are people who watch this show who know a ton about knives. They're like real enthusiasts. Mm-hmm. But I think that out the front knife. That's it. Yeah, OTF, out the front.
Okay.
And
I only saw a GIF of how it worked coming out. I don't know how you put that back in.
Oh, you
How you
pull
get the
it.
blade
So
back in.
I know just enough to be dangerous, or not that dangerous, but on the side of it, there's a little switch, and when it's never this in either position, the spring is at rest. So when you push it, the spring kind of loads up, and then it shoots out the front, and it's at rest again. And then on the side, you pull it, and the spring like loads up and sucks it back in real fast. That's how some work. Others have a little thing in the back that you pull back to like reload it.
Yeah, that giant
how-
one they make.
Do you want to watch that video?
Yeah, it's a comedy gold. It's pretty good. You have to pay attention to the things he's saying, because they're at first you'll think he's giving a professional product description, but he's slipping in all kind of ridiculous bullshit. It's pretty good.
I found it.
Yeah, let's see.
So this knife is it's a large model of one that we actually like. I think I can make this a little bigger.
Yeah, I like
Oh
the
my
tiniest
God.
model. They got Heather to do their video. It's pretty good.
You guys ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1,
The
play.
giant Halo 5 3 times is a 32-inch out-the-front knife that was the brainchild of a hazy knight of strong beverages. It is better known as the gargantuan beast and is 3 times the size of a normal Halo. It weighs nearly a quarter of the weight of a small school bus and is slightly larger than a graphite pencil. The exceptional firing button is saucer-sized and is inlaid with just under 2 tons of carbon fiber. The action of the Halo kicks like a mule, and Microtech guarantees the knife will knock your socks off every time it's fired. To retract the blade, Microtech employed their unique and patented dual participant technology.
That's my favorite line.
The
Yeah.
drawbar is the size of my arm and features a stunningly huge laser-etched Murphyoni dagger custom logo. 3 tons of carbon fiber form a tastefully large inlay on the drawbar.
3
Just
tons?
under-
The gargantuan beast features a satin, hollow ground blade with canyon-sized blood grooves. The 13.75-inch Tonto-style blade is designed for penetration and would nicely accent any living room coffee table. The blade is a half-inch thick and has been proven to withstand ballistic missiles fired from 100 meters. The black tactile anodized aluminum handle is both tactical and black, as well as masterfully machined and humongously huge. It features Microtech's proprietary tri-wing bits, a feature that adds subtle accents and leads to immediate insanity if attempting to fix a jammed blade. The extravagantly oversized jimping on the handle facilitates easy two-handed carry and is large enough for four-handed carry if necessary.
If
The close length of
necessary.
the knife measures 18.5 inches and is perfectly suited for
Handsome.
everyday pocket carry, provided you wear those huge jeans from the 90s. The knife comes in a pelican case with a custom nameplate featuring a serial number and date of manufacture. The watertight case also sports convenient wheels for easy airport carry.
Airport carry.
For serious reviews in this style, visit the Edge Observer at edgeobserver.com. To buy this and other prodigious knives, visit BladeHQ.com.
That's pretty
The
great.
best thing about that is when he's like, the tactical black handle is both tactical and black.
Here, so Colin and I will do the toy real quick, and then I'll let him go back to. I think he's watching TV with his mother. All right. So here, put it on the other thing.
Yep. That'd be pretty cool.
There you go.
This thing, I tried this thing, and it's pretty damn hard.
Oh, they're hard. But he's doing well right now.
Well, he owns one.
Yeah. I could do it just as good.
Punk kid.
Yeah. Let's see if Woody can do it as well as his son.
What if he was knocked unconscious right now? Like, what would we do?
We'd have to call a wild card.
I'm getting rusty at this. All right.
There's the Aquaman.
Then watch the floor.
No, I'm watching the floor.
Oh, I want him to fall and eat shit so much.
Anyway,
It's easy to
that's
fall
the
off
toy.
that thing.
Thanks.
Oh,
Colin.
I know.
Yes.
We had one of those.
And Mom.
Hey, Kyle.
Oh, thanks. Colin brought me homemade mint chocolate chip ice cream. You're my favorite son. Yeah.
You're my favorite son.
Would you shut the doors?
You put the
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, we gotta go fix mine.
We'll fix it tomorrow. It's got a flat. No big deal.
I had ice cream.
Yeah, my wife has an ice cream maker, and she's like,
Making ice cream every day of the week.
this is from yesterday, I think, but yeah, we just have like a constant supply of homemade ice cream now. It's
Sounds
like
Homemade
awesome.
ice is so much better than
it.
store-bought. And that sounds so douchey because I hate when people say homemade things are way better than store-bought, but that's true for ice cream. Because I don't
It
like
depends.
sweet
No. I don't know about that. It depends what kind you get. Like you can't beat Ben and Jerry's with whatever you're cooking up at home. You just can't.
You absolutely can. I worked at Ben and Jerry's for a day. I know their secret recipe.
I disagree. I've got some strawberry cheesecake, or no, strawberry shortcake, like Eddie's ice cream upstairs, and there's no way I could make it as good.
I think it's up to you. Like, I like mint chocolate chip a lot, and this mint chocolate chip is better than anything I bought. But if you go for like a cherry Garcia or something like more
Red
complicated,
velvet cake.
yeah, that might be hard to
Red
replicate at home.
I think you just throw a red
Cherry
velvet
Garcia
cake
is
in there.
very,
actually.
very good.
I like cherry Garcia. Red velvet cake is my favorite Ben and Jerry's. If you try it, you'll like it.
The ones that
Have I-
Jackie's been making so far are chocolate, strawberry, and mint chocolate chip. I want her to try butter pecan.
Have I told you guys about when I worked at Ben and Jerry's for one day?
No,
I want to
no.
hear more.
Okay, so I was 16. I had just got my license, and it was summer. And my dad was like, "You got to get a job. You're not going to sit around and be a piece of shit all summer. You got to go get a job." And so I just went around, applied everywhere I could find. Eventually, found a Ben and Jerry's that was near my house, and I was like, "Okay, this will be cool. I'll just serve people ice cream, whatever."
So
And
is this
I
a
went in-
storefront or like a factory job?
Oh no, this was like the person who scoops your ice, like the front end person who's asking what kind of ice cream do you want. So it was
Okay.
that kind of position, just the scooper. And I went in there. I was going to fill out the job application, and an older woman who looked like a fucking hippie behind the counter was like, "Oh, you applying for a job?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, you seem like a really good guy. You seem like a good guy. Come on back. We'll talk about it." And I was like, "All right." Didn't even have to fill this one out. And so walked back. The same day, just as that was happening, she was like, "Okay, well, just stick around for a while. You seem like a good fit here. You seem like a good fit. We'll have you stick around. How about you start making some waffle cones?" So, like, 20 minutes after I walked into this fucking Ben & Jerry's, I was making waffle cones, and, like, I thought I had a job. And so I talked to my dad on the phone and was like, "All right, Dad, I got a job at Ben & Jerry's. You know, I finally found one. Good for me." And I just kept making waffle cones for the next 6 hours at this place. They had me make waffle cones for like 6 hours. Like, I worked a full shift at this fucking Ben and Jerry's. I thought I was employed, and then near the end of this situation, I was leaving, and they're like, "Okay, yeah, we'll call you about it, definitely." And I was like, "Whoa, I just made waffle cones for 6 hours here. Like, I just served people. I did everything I need to do for this job, and you're telling me you'll call me about it?" And they were like, "Yeah, we'll call you about it. Okay, we'll let you know. You know, you're definitely going to get it, though. You're definitely going to get it." As if it's some big deal. Scooping ice cream like you're going to make the cut. And so I went home, and I got the lady's number individually, and I called her back the next day. And I called her the day after. And I called her the day after. And eventually I drove back to that location because the theater was right near there, and I was going with some friends, so I figured I'd stop in and talk to this lady and ask, "Why the fuck haven't I been paid for the 6 hours of work I did for free making waffle cones for you? And why haven't you called me back telling me I have a job?" And I pull up near the Ben & Jerry's, and they're closed. They went out of business the day that they offered me a job.
I think you suck
And
at
eventually
making
when
waffle
she did-
cones.
Yeah, when she did call me back, it wasn't even like "Oh, we're sorry we misled you." It was like "Oh, yeah, you know, sometimes it doesn't go the way you want." And I was like, "What? That's not an answer. This isn't
That's awful.
anything."
What a cunt.
Yeah, it was awful. It was awful. Worked for 6 hours for free, didn't get any ice cream, and didn't get a job that summer. So
You didn't get any ice cream either.
no. They even the gentleman who alongside of her was teaching me how to make the waffle cones because it's so difficult, told me that I would get a free pint of ice cream per day.
Okay.
Per day, yes.
Oh.
And I got none.
They owe you a pint of. If anyone out there from Ben and Jerry's is listening, you owe Taylor a pint of fucking ice cream with interest. I don't know how you do that. Maybe that's a quart
It's a
now.
gallon
6
now.
pints.
All right, so you owe him 6 fucking pints of ice cream and at least $35 for his time. I don't know what minimum wage was 6 or 7 years ago, but you owe him at least that because you apparently employed our friend as slave labor at Ben and Jerry's.
I was taken like a fool. I thought, like, sitting there making those ice cream cones, I can remember being like, man, this lady is so cool. Like, I'm getting a job. And then nothing happened.
Growing up, my father was known for like his legendary work ethic, right? That was like that's who he is. It's kind of a big part of what defined him and stuff like that. And like I've told it before, I've seen him work 60 hours in 3 days. I've seen him work, 20-hour shifts, which obviously is a big thing. He has a cot at his office, stuff like that. He works a ton.
So he's like those Japanese businessmen who have that sickness where they work themselves to death?
Yeah, right?
Okay.
So he like I always thought of him as this like worker guy, and he was always driving my brother and I to work harder and harder and harder. Like 13 years old, I got my first job. It wasn't even legal. Had to work under the table because I was too young by child labor laws when I started working. And then I was talking to my grandmother, his mom, about it. And she had like no respect for my father and his work ethic, and I loved it. It was like I found the boss of my dad, who was my boss, and she's like, yeah, he tried real work once. It didn't suit him. He quit. I was like, my dad quit a job? Yeah, he had this job working at like a general store, like back when there were general stores, and they made him sweep, and he found sweeping to be like unpalatable for some reason, and he quit, and his mom was terribly disappointed in who he was as like an employee. And the paper route stories I heard were this guy got up early in the morning, delivered papers to everyone, made like good money. Every time a paper route came up, my father would absorb it and like just deliver more and more papers. There was no amount of work that was too much. And then he started subletting it, and he had this like paper delivery enterprise as he would hire like younger kids than himself to deliver the papers on the route that he now owned controls. Wow. And like, he's buying like cars and stuff like that as he was a kid because of his like paper route empire. And but then as his mother talked about it, she's like, yeah, he couldn't hold down a real job, so he did the paper thing instead.
Wow.
Yeah, it was great to hear the disappointed parent perspective on my father. But she was Irish, so she tells the whole thing with like this thick Irish accent, which is better yet.
That is pretty entertaining.
Yeah, so she's...
I guess we've all had a shitty job.
Melissa, shitty job experience?
Yeah, working in a video game store.
That's
very
bad job?
shitty.
A lot of people want that job.
Yeah, don't. It's awful. Mm-hmm. You get a lot of people coming in telling you why you're wrong about what the best Final Fantasy game was. My favorite was 9. I don't know how many people I had to listen to tell me that 7 was indeed the best and exactly why. that gets irritating.
And you had people try and come in and scam you out of purchasing used games, right? Like people saying like, "Oh, that says $40 there. How about $15 or something?" Thinking that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, people thinking that I don't know much about video games because I'm a girl. Mostly trying to get better deals on trade-ins. And it's like, no, this is shitty quality. It's not Black Label. It's a greatest hits version. You're not getting the $70 asking price they're having on eBay right now.
Black Label? I don't think I know what I'm talking about.
PlayStation used to, for both PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2, they had Black Label versions, the original releases, and then they had the greatest hits versions that had like a green label on the side or a red label for PS2, and those aren't worth as much money. So those were like Black Label Final Fantasy VII at the time would go for like $70 to $90 depending on the condition it was in. Yeah, it is kind of ridiculous. Nowadays, probably not nearly as much because you can download it on the PlayStation Network.
I've never played a Final Fantasy.
Me neither. People will say I'm not a real gamer, but...
I haven't either. No, not once. No.
I've played 3, and I like the card games in them the best.
Final Fantasy card games.
Yeah, you have a little mini card game in them. I emulated the one from 9 on my PSP so that I could play it instead of playing the Final Fantasy 9.
Someone out there will know what you're talking about.
Maybe.
And they will look down on the three of us for not knowing.
Yeah. They call themselves a gaming podcast.
I don't think I had the right system to play Final Fantasy.
Did Kyle ever cover 13-year-old himself? I know he did.
Yeah, it said it was probably deer hunting, like bow hunting.
that's right.
14-year-old me was definitely paintball. That was around the time I got my first couple paintball guns.
What about 15-year-old Kyle? Let's just go through the list.
Oh, 15-year-old Kyle was looking forward to a car, definitely, but still playing paintball a lot. Because I wanted the car so that I could drive myself to paintball tournaments.
You wanted that Grand Am or Trans Am, whatever you wanted?
Yeah, I wanted that. I got it eventually.
Did you have to buy it for yourself at the age of like 28?
No, he broke down. He got it for me.
Oh. Did you just throw a pity party until you got what you wanted?
Yeah, pretty much. I went through a few cars early on. Like there was but from the time I was like almost 16, like about to get my license to the time I was like 17, it seemed like I went through like 4 or 5 cars. There was a Jaguar XJ12, there was a Ford Lightning, there was that Chevrolet truck that was new that he got me, and there was a 98 Trans Am that the transmission ended up blowing up, and I'm not sure what else. I think that was just about it.
What the fuck is a Ford Lightning?
It's an F-150 that goes fast.
Oh. Well, I won't Google it then, because I can picture a truck that goes fast.
There you go.
Man, that's a lot of cars to go through in your mid-teens.
It was just a weird circumstance. Kept having issues.
What was the first car you ever drove? That was yours.
Oh, that was mine? See, that's hard to say. I'm not sure. I think it was maybe it may have been that Chevrolet truck, but in that same time I was driving. I know I was illegally driving my Jaguar at one point, so I'm not sure about that.
Illegally driving a Jaguar.
I was 15. Don't let me fool you. It wasn't like an $80,000 car or anything. It was a Jaguar XJ12, and it was a few years old. But it didn't have any issues, and it was real fancy, and it smelled like rich mahogany.
How about you, Woody? What was the first car you ever drove that was yours?
I had a 1987 Volkswagen GTI. It was 1989 at the time, so it was fairly late model. We got it for $6,000, and I loved the car. It was like, I didn't know it, but it was like my personal dream car. It was fast enough, yet it held things. I was cycling a lot at the time, and because it was a hatchback, I could put my bike in it, and it was the key to my freedom. Like my whole world opened up. My daughter doesn't really have that much interest in driving, and I think it's because she gets everything she could possibly want. Just snap her fingers and we drive her anywhere, and including insane stuff like, I want to go to a fencing tournament in Washington D.C. Oh, okay, I'll get my calendar, we'll make it happen. And but me, like, I'd be like, I want to go to my friend's house tomorrow, and my mom would be like, okay, we'll do that. And then come go time, it's like, I think it looks like rain. Fuck. Is your car not watertight? Jesus Christ. So when I got my own car, like, my whole world upgraded, and I loved it. But the thing was, it wasn't a perfect car. I don't know if it was misused or had an accident before I got it or something, but it pulled to the side hard. Like, if you let go of the wheel, it would just be like off to the side. And eventually I fell asleep. I think I had it for maybe 3 months or something. And like, everyone has this, like, I remember one time I was driving and, kind of like, lost my alertness for a second story. Yeah. But when you drove that car, that story ends in a horrific accident. What happened was, pretending this was a car, the side of the road was grassy, and it went down and then up really hard, like a check mark almost. I went down, and then when when this what I had so as soon as the right two tires hit the grass, I woke up because it was like loud and stuff, and I steered back on, but the right front tire, it like went full right, like it got like disconnected or something like that. It was like hitting a curb at 55 miles an hour because the pavement was like 5 or 6 inches taller than the grass. And then the car went down, and I flipped it 2.5 times. Now, people say they flip their car. They usually mean that. But that is what I call a half a flip, right? So, so I flipped it like that and then came to a rest on the roof. And during one of the flips, I put my arm out the driver's side window because even though my seatbelt was on, I felt like I was falling out. And that's when I broke the two bones in my arm. And then I got this like tumor inside the nerve, and that's why my fingers don't work like they should and stuff like that. So it was actually probably the wrong car choice for a sleeper. But
Jesus Christ, that started like a funny story, and then it got sad.
yeah.
That's the real reason Woody had to switch from left-handed masturbating to right-handed masturbating.
It truly is. That's the broken arm I was talking about, where I had to flip over. Yeah, as 17 years old, I started. Yeah, that was that, and it was in a cast, and the cast went up to my bicep. So there's really not like, what am I gonna do? Shoulder wiggle or something? So yeah, that nailed it. And anyway, but I did love that car. It had this thing built into the dash that held cassette tapes because it was 1987. And what was the Back to the Future? Remember only Biff could start his car? It took like a certain touch to open the cassette decks. You had to like push it forward and almost like flick it up to get it to work. And other people would be in my cars like pressing the button and it didn't work. And I'm like, oh, it takes a touch. And it made it uniquely mine, much like Biff's car was like, only he could start it. And I it was a defect really, but I love that defect about it because I had figured it out. And it was sad when that car was destroyed.
Was it destroyed after you flipped it almost 3 times, or was it still good to go after that?
the whole, it was like maybe 8 inches shorter than it was before. Every window was broken. Like I said, the front wheel was like every body panel. You roll it enough, and there was like hardly much on it that wasn't broken.
You're joking around about it, but it sounds like you easily could have died.
Yes.
With that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could have died for that. It was a highway. I was on the for people from the area, the Philadelphia Expressway. It goes from Philly to like Ocean City, kind of, and or Atlantic City, I guess. Anyway, it was a super highway. It was like a toll road, whatever, 3 lanes wide each way, and speed limit was 55, which was customary at the time. And yeah, I was going 55 and I crashed.
Wow.
So, yeah, fucked up. I was an idiot, but I was a teenager, and that's what they are.
I had to update my firmware for the drone. That's what was required, so I'm doing that now.
All right.
Are you serious? That's what you're doing?
I have my next topic picked out.
Firmware update.
Is this for the smaller drone, or is this just for all of them?
It's for both actually. I got 2 updates. One was for the crawler and one's for the spider. So I think I'm like.
I still don't understand the use of that crawler one.
It will, if you hit a wall, it'll just start rolling up the wall instead of like crashing and dying because it's got like these turn. These are wheels, so it'll run across the ground and hit a wall and then just start running up the wall, like you can't crash it.
And challenge accepted. I can try.
I mean, I guess you could crash it.
Do you guys? My next one involves a bunch of pictures to share. Are you guys ready for this topic?
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these. If it goes that long, we'll see how it works. And the core of it is this. Which girl would you choose?
Oh, I love these.
All right. We did this once before, but I feel like I did it better this time. Middle.
Definitely not middle.
Yeah, middle's actually my third choice on this girl.
Left looks like a cat.
Left's
they're all pretty girls. They're all pretty girls.
I like left's cheeks.
And they're all in shape.
Cheeks.
Look at
left
the
cheeks?
middle girl smile. That's just the fucking Joker.
You know who I want is I want that guy sitting in the back.
The
behind
cool
him
one.
with his jeans
Deep in
put
thought.
up
I
on
like
his
Right.
back.
I like Right, and I'll tell you why. She seems like the coolest to me, the most relatable. The one on the right in this picture, with the exception possibly of the middle, is the one most likely to help replace a belt on the lawnmower, right? If I get something stuck. I feel like she's just a little more partner material than the one on the left, for example, who is more than willing to be. She's looking for a sugar daddy.
That could be true. These are a lot of assumptions we're making. But
I know, just
Right.
the visual. I love what you jump to with visual, and I'm just like, well, that one's titties are bigger.
No, and I've been wired like this since I was little. Like at 13, I called it girlfriend material, but it was like I would look for someone who I wanted to spend a lot of time with, who I thought I was compatible with. It was never just about like a lay. But yeah, to the one on the right, that's my pick.
I would go on the one on the left, then the one on the right, then the one in the middle.
I think my
Respectable
choice
choice.
would be far left if she didn't have her face like that, like leaning forward with like heavy shadows under the cheeks, looking like the Cheshire Cat.
It's a flash in a dark club.
That's what it is. Yeah,
The one on the left does a lot of eyebrow maintenance.
she certainly does. Love eyebrow maintenance. And your choice was middle. Looks like
yeah, I'm a chick, so I
So you like?
Oh,
a
please,
real
if
big
these were dudes, I'd be
forehead?
totally qualified to make a choice.
middle one looks like she barely has eyebrows. Not
Did
much.
you just say I'm not qualified to make a choice?
No, I said if these were dudes, I would be qualified to make a choice. I wasn't accepting the I'm a girl, I can't tell which one's pretty thing that I thought you were leaning towards.
I was actually dating a girl when I met Taylor.
Aha, so you were qualified to choose a girl.
She is.
Yes.
She was dating the one in the middle. Fun fact.
Are you guys ready for the next
she
one?
does look the
Yes.
most similar to.
Yeah, that I say left
Right?
is my choice. I don't think she
All right.
looks similar to anyone.
This one, I think the girls are even prettier.
Ooh.
Oh, I'll need to scroll a bit for the benefit of the
They're both too high
viewers.
maintenance.
They're both
Yeah.
too high maintenance.
Yeah.
I don't like that article of clothing the right one has on. Why even have a zipper? What's the point?
I think they're at a fucking
it.
photo shoot or something.
Yeah, yeah. I think the one on the left looks more playful.
Or
Is that
tits
just
look
because her
much
tongue's
faker.
going, eh?
Yeah,
Probably.
totally.
It's probably just her expression. But the one on the left also eyebrow maintenance on the
The one
left.
on the right
there.
kinda
That's
reminds me of
perfect.
that image they always post on 4chan of that dead girl in the pink bikini in bed. Or
What?
That and she looks like she's alive. Like she looks like a dead girl who just happens to look like she's alive. The one on the right, like she looks like a sex doll, like a really good one.
The one on the left is very. She does
The
look
one-
like a.
the one on the left. We talked about eyebrow maintenance before, and that's the thing I'm queuing in on the
Check
most here.
I'm zooming in. That vertical edges on the inside of those eyebrows, that just doesn't look real to me.
You don't know
Yeah.
anything about makeup.
That.
No. Well, who do you pick, Liz?
I would like to take a nap on the boobs of the one on the left.
But they're fake.
Wait,
I
they
don't
are?
care. They're still comfy.
Fair enough. I think.
I can't tell which boobs are. I guess I can see it now that you say it. And she's laying on her back, and they're still pointed forward. That's a hint.
It depends on what age.
I wonder if the one on the right
They
has
should be in
that
her
top
armpits.
on because she has real boobs, and they lay different when you're on your back.
Perhaps, or maybe she doesn't have very big boobs, and that's what the designer thought she should wear because it's a clothing ad or something. I'm not sure where the image came from. They look
Yeah.
too. I mean, they're just.
There could
they
be
look really
anything
high
under that
maintenance, though.
top on
Neither
the
one of
right.
them worth their time that it would
Wow.
take.
Okay. Well, these girls I think are lower maintenance. We'll see where you come in on.
One on the left is hotter though, the brunette. The one that's not a sex doll.
So left
Oh.
one, Kyle.
Huh. I got to go with the right one here.
The right
See,
one, huh?
I can't gauge.
Sunglasses
I can't
on.
gauge anything with these big bug eye sunglasses.
I'm-
There's a reason these are popular for women is because it hides your whole face.
The one on
and
the
allows
right
you to
has-
try and pull off
I'm
that
sorry.
like big eyes, cherubic, childlike younger
Giant
look.
jugs on the right, if that's your thing.
What?
I
Gi-
would say right.
Giant jugs
I don't
on
like
the
the
right.
bottoms of that swimsuit on the left.
See, I like the bottoms of both. I think the one on the right has smaller bottoms than she normally does, and I'm finding that oddly hot. I'm just like,
Okay.
yeah.
Liz?
Okay. My dig against the one on the left is I feel like she's got a really big forehead.
That is a vibe head, yeah.
I feel like she's got a big forehead, and I've actually dated girls with a big forehead, and I thought it was attractive on that one. It kind of a similar hairline type situation, but I don't know, something about this girl is I don't like it. I feel like her eyes are gonna. I feel like she's ugly, like under those glasses. Where the one on the right, I feel like she's probably attractive.
The one on the
more
right,
attractive.
get this. If she had a lack of maintenance, I bet she could rock a happy trail. On the
No.
right. No, see,
about that.
look at how hairy her head is. She's got like a 3 head. That stuff comes down so much. That woman is hairy by nature.
I look
A
at her
3-head. I
arm,
have
real
never
hair,
heard
real hair.
Yeah.
That means a big bush.
That
I
woman
like
on the right can grow a mustache and a happy trail if she devotes herself to it.
Here, I need to catch Melissa up on your happy trail debacle. They were doing some outdoorsy activity, and
Whitewater
this
rafting.
Whitewater rafting, and the lady guide had just a big old tuft of brown hair going from her navel down to her vagine, and Woody found that a bit arousing, and Kyle and I feel that it's unacceptable.
She rocked it like it was hot. This is a woman who has testosterone in her, and
Who would want that?
it's what fuels the sex drive.
But you don't want. She can have testosterone and shave her belly.
Wax
like-
that. You gonna wax laser or something? Like you can't shave that. I don't
When
want
you
any
have
stubble
a
down there.
monument to your sex drive like that, you don't hide it. You rock it. You stand tall and show what you got.
I've seen trannies with less belly hair.
I bet you have.
Yeah, I wouldn't argue against that. I bet you have. Yeah, that seems completely reasonable. So
No,
I'm
it's-
going girl on the right, even though I think she's too top heavy for my personal tastes.
I would
I
say,
don't.
right. And I
Woody's
mainly
so
because I like Woody's
anti-large
term
breasts.
of 3-head.
Her boobs are massive. Those are definitely D's.
Uh huh.
Just putting your hands together,
Yeah,
like
right.
keep grabbing them.
Yeah. I'm looking at it and grabbing it. That's how I grab.
I'm
it.
gonna
I got
say.
this one. You get the other one. Let's go. So yeah, I'll go the one on the right. I think she's hotter.
Yeah, I like the one on the right too. Partly because of all these things I'm projecting on her, like all the body hair she doesn't actually have. All right.
That has better posture.
Yeah.
Oh, well, how could she have good posture with that rack of hers? It's probably pulling her down
There's-
into
no,
the
the
toe
left has
touch
better-
position her
Oh,
entire
yeah.
life.
Fair enough.
Yeah. All right. This
Better
one.
tan line too.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. All right. Next image.
Well, I feel like Seinfeld would just walk away.
They're not supposed to all be fashion models. I think it's more fun when they're real people.
Where are we getting these pictures from?
Aw.
There's a
Like, what's
subreddit.
Facebook.
A fan directed me to to a subreddit that was like pick one or something. So I just
right,
picked all the
so-
ones without nudity towards the top, and here we go.
I don't
All
know.
right,
I'm almost at a loss at this one.
So the one on the left works out. The one on the right is going to be skinny and not very top heavy. The one in the middle, there's something about her. I don't know what it is. I think she's ethnic. She's like maybe part Asian, maybe or
I see
something.
it.
She's definitely something Asian.
Yeah, part Filipino maybe or something like that. She's got really long black
She's
hair.
from
I think that would be
Nepal.
hot. I think it's just a bad angle for her. It's making her jawline look
Puffy.
unattractive to
Yeah.
me. But I look at one of the right's chin versus her cheek ratio. And those bangs, and that's just weak as shit. That's not going to cut it. Her lipstick's all bad too, and her eye makeup's. The one on the right's no good.
The one on the right just gave head.
Yeah, look at her skinny ass.
Look at her. Look at her, and then apply
Yeah.
that. I'm
Okay,
right.
I'm not feeling right at all. Middle, I like Kyle's, assessment of kinda ethnic.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's.
I think
that's
the one on
something.
the left does
And
not
then
have
I'm
straight teeth.
leaning left right now.
I think she
That's
has
what I'm
crooked
leaning left,
teeth if
too.
you look more carefully.
She
Melissa.
has a little thing with her teeth, but it's one of those things that could be cute and not.
Okay.
Yeah, like you could be like, oh yeah, it's like, you get like that dimple just on the left side, or you got that eyebrow going on over there.
I applaud the
it's
entire
endearing.
cast's ability to objectify all these girls. You're all very good too.
Well, I know who we don't want. It's that lady in the background with her arms crossed. That's the host of the party's wife.
She
had
looks no fun at all.
Yeah, she had to put those fucking chips out behind her. She's like, they're done.
Yeah.
She looks like she anticipated that her husband was having a party, but she didn't think that any attractive women would show up, and now she's uncomfortable about them being in her home.
Yeah.
First of all,
and the photo shoot that they're obviously having in her dining room.
I'm not feeling
and she
any.
does look a little heavy, little hefty. Back
Wait.
there.
Oh, back there. Yeah. I was like, none of these girls in the foreground
none
are
of these
heavy.
girls, but in the back.
I'm not feeling any of them, to be honest with you.
I
But
go left, middle, right.
given
in the order they
that
are.
the rules of engagement are, if you had to choose, I'm gonna go. Shit. I really am. I keep changing my mind. I'm gonna go right.
Nope.
I'm gonna go right because clearly she gives head. She
looks
just did.
She looks a little bit like Tori Spelling, right?
Yeah, I see
On
it.
the right
No.
doesn't even have eyebrows.
Yeah,
I can
she's
hardly
a
see
natural
him.
blonde.
She's a blonde. Yeah.
I've
Well,
known lots
and
of
left
that-
is the way to go.
I will say the one on the right, the odds of happy trail for her near nil.
Oh, you want that Asian girl? Like, there's no telling what she might have going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
But I still
mysteries of
think
the
right.
right.
I think
Yeah,
the one on the
that could
right,
be-
She needs to be more Asian, then she'd be the best.
the one on the is she could be a fashion model with her body
That's
type.
true.
She's tall and thin.
It's like her genes didn't commit to being Asian. They just kind of half-assed it.
What if she's one of those people with no legs and she's just a torso sitting there? That's why they don't.
Oh, I've never tried that. Now we're talking.
either.
I might have to revote if
I mean, there's.
if she could pull the legendary spin move.
She's in a wheelchair right now and we can't even see.
Yeah, they just roll her in there. Yeah, that's what's going
The
on.
one on the left doesn't know what kind of underwear to wear with a maxi dress.
Oh, maxi dresses. I know what that is.
what is she? Is she
Just
wearing?
a cotton dress.
I don't
What
think
kind of underwear is she wearing? I can't
Like
even see.
Right. Regular
Probably a thong
bikini?
because there's a lump. You don't wear that
There's
kind
a
of
lump.
underwear with a dress.
Oh.
Yeah, it's cutting in.
Oh.
You should have worn some boy shorts or something, or nothing at all.
Yep.
Nothing at all is always the best option.
Well, sometimes.
Unless you have...
Not on a hot day.
Yeah. Not on a hot day. And if you have cloth seats in your car, you don't want that.
Next, girls.
Or leather. I don't think there's any seat option that makes that fun. Well, I
Ooh,
guess
this
there's
next
a
one
few.
is an interesting batch.
Oh,
An
we have
interesting
another
batch.
Yeah.
Number 3? Oh. All right, number 2's definitely out. Number 3's got a fucking chin like Leno, but her legs and ass are outrageous. Look at it.
one. Wait,
look
you're
at,
going left to right. Number 3.
Pardon me. The one on the right, look at her lower body. What does she do?
She looks
know,
like she's
it's
pretending
weird.
to not be a midget.
Hold on a second. The one on the right has both outstanding calves from the knee down and like cellulite on the
That's
thighs.
not, no. That's a bad angle. Her thighs are muscular. Her ass is
Yeah,
muscular.
there's no way that's cellulite. She looks like an athlete of some kind.
You don't
Yeah,
think
she
so?
does. Or like I bike all the time, or I squat, or I do something.
I
She
don't
looks
think
like
there's
she's-
any. There's no delineation between her butt and her thighs. I think number 3 might have better legs. Number 2 might have better legs.
I don't know about all that.
Number 2 has good
number-
legs.
What she lacks in legs, she makes up for in forehead. Number 2.
Yeah,
That is a 6
That's
head.
that-
That's a 6 head, man. She's
that is not the haircut for her.
even number 3 has got. Yeah, wow. I think no. I might be feeling number 4 in this one. even-
number 1.
Number
Number
1.
1 or number 3. Number 3's cute. Number 1 or
Number
number
4
3.
is cute. She's really pretty. That was one of the reasons I picked her.
That chin, Woody. What is your problem?
I'm gonna
Why
say-
did you marry a man? It's legal now. Look at that jawline. It's his jawline. He sees people who look like him. He sees the calves. He sees the jaw, and he's like, "Oh, fuck yeah."
So Woody, you're going 4.
Yeah, 4 I think is the best one. I think she's really pretty. I like her jawline. I like her calves, and she's fit. And oh, and by the way, something about her, just like her outfit and what she's radiating, says that she's, I don't know, like a good partner. Like I actually, all of these girls look like they could.
And it looks like
They'd
she'd
be
be
decent
fun
wives.
because really the cloth of her skirt is only like 2 inches below butthole level.
Yes.
So that's like it's pretty skimpy.
But
I'm leaning between 1 and 4, so I'm on Woody's team in regard to this.
Number 3's got nice shoes. She's got those leather pants. She's
I don't like number
accessorizing
3's
over
hair.
there.
I don't like that her hair goes up the way it does.
I like it a lot.
I don't like that you can see roots there, and that you know that as soon as she starts to get older and not giving a fuck, it's going to get kind of ugly. She's not going to maintain it. Also, those aren't leather pants, are they? Those just look like leggings.
They look shiny to me. Look at her left
It's
knee.
shiny up to the knee. That's not what. I don't know what that is.
I don't either. I don't like number 2's shoes. They look like big clogs.
Right?
Ugly.
I spotted that too. They have really thick soles or something. Like they're designed to add 2 or 3 inches to her height. The number 4 also has that kind of like height adding shoe. I think
Why
number
is number 1 squatting down like that? Have you noticed? Like it's weird.
1 and 4 are just doing that. Maybe they think you're supposed to make an arch when you.
Mayhaps. Yeah.
Are we ready for the? There's 3 more if we're enjoying this segment here.
I'm enjoying this.
The
I love
next
being
one-
judgmental.
The next
Same here,
one
same
is
here. Keep 'em
really
coming.
interesting. All right. What do you think about this?
Oh, Kyle, what was your final answer from that past one? Was it 3?
It was either 1 or 3. I guess I'll go 3. 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What about these 2 girls?
The one on the right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say right.
It's an easy decision, man. It really is. Just look a little closer.
That's a very easy decision. What is happening
Is
on
it the
the
butt?
top of the left girl?
You
It
can't
looks
judge.
like that's an ill-fitting
Yes.
suit.
It's an ill-fitting bikini.
Both of them have ill-fitting bikinis, to be honest. I don't think the one on the right. I think the one on the right would be benefited from a strapped bikini. I think she would look better in that. Look at those jugs that are like pressed down, and it's like a sports bra almost. She's got
kinda
going
hot.
on there.
Yeah, I'm on Kyle's team in regard to that. But yeah, left is. Look at that. It looks like it's almost a U shape because it's so poorly fitted, and you can see where the padding is. Not appealing.
You know what's cool about the left one? I like her expression.
Dude,
She looks like she's quick to
She's
laugh.
just smiling.
She looks friendly and nice. Like again, like partner material. Like the one on the left would be your other half. The one on the right is just she's making a judgmental face. Do we like judgmental people? Screw those people. Okay, we're being judgmental.
It's the one on the right, totally.
The one on the left,
She
I
even
just
thought to bring glasses.
Melissa here. What do you think?
Hey, what's she read? What's the one on the right even reading? It's a Mary Keys, Marion Keys. Yeah, Marion Keys. Who is that?
It's not even Game of Thrones.
No, not even Game of Thrones. No. Yeah.
Melissa?
Why don't you fucking fly?
The other
They're
side of the
all
story.
normal and plain looking. None of them look interesting.
So
None of them.
Neither.
The rule of the game is if you had to choose, though.
Oh, if
Yeah.
I had to choose, well, I can see the one on the left. Her eyes, yes, left. Just because she doesn't know what kind of bathing suit to wear. Can't blame her. Most women don't know how to dress themselves.
See, I'm with you. Yeah, I'm not judging her based on what she looks like in that outfit. I'm judging her based on who I
It's
really
a
think
bad-
she is
not
based on a picture.
Hang on a
Sure.
minute. You really don't judge her? Like when you pick out a bathing suit, is it not a major decision for you that you
Me?
contemplate and no, not you.
No, I don't even
No.
try it on before I buy it. I know what will fit me. I know the type of bathing suit I need to wear that looks good on me. I pick it out, I purchase it, and then I look good in it. Most women don't. They see, oh, that's a pink bathing suit. That'll look good.
Or you know what I think goes in the minds of most women? That's the bathing suit I wish I looked good in, and they pick that one.
Or maybe
Those are
that's the
stupid women.
bathing suit she'll get the best tan line in. Maybe they're, going strapless because they want to get a tan.
Somebody
They're
else,
on a boat. They're not worried about what they look like. They're out in the middle of nowhere.
someone else looks really good in that suit. I want that one. I think
Yeah, that's their boat. That's their private boat. They're not on a cruise or anything.
with
Yeah.
their friend's boat.
So no
or
one's
something.
going to see
Yeah.
them.
All right.
Yeah.
Next
Well,
girls.
Aren't they topless? All right, next girl.
Exactly, Kyle. That would bump both of them up.
The age-old question. All right, now we have some cheerleaders.
That makes it easy when you put them in a uniform. Not the left one. Oh god damn.
I can't pick
Abs.
all blonde.
I'm going to
Oh.
say no to Smurfette on the left.
Yeah, poor lefty. It's got to be righty.
Are we sure these women are of age? Like, what is? Who are these
Oh,
people?
God, I
they
hope
look.
so.
They look awful. You remember that Simpsons episode where Homer invented the shotgun that puts on makeup?
Yeah.
I think the one on the right.
It's got a nice white spread.
The one on the right. Dude, the abs alone say that she is going to be fit into her 40s and 50s.
Sure,
She
sure.
should have those painted on.
I don't
I
think
don't know.
so. Those are.
But look at the belly
Look at her
button.
belly
She
button.
does
Man,
have
look at it
very
right
gorgeous-
underneath that top. Like, that's just defined. Although I will say she's totally flexing those abs for the photo.
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I guess so. I would too.
Yeah. The one on the left is just unattractive, I'm afraid. Her legs are all bruised up. She doesn't tan enough. And the one in the middle, god damn, she looks. I don't know. She's just ugly to
Just
me.
neck down the one in the middle, and you'll find that she's doing pretty well.
Neck down, the one in the middle is just fine. She's just fine. She's great. But her head is just really turning me off. Just I don't know how to describe that.
I think
that
she borrowed
face.
someone else's head for this picture. It's a little larger than her body just fits.
It's not good looking. And the one on the
That
right,
is a
like
torso-sized head.
the one on the right's got like a lazy eye thing going on, and her teeth are so bleached. She looks. You know what they remind me of when I was like, are they even of age? Like clearly now that I look, they're all of age. But their makeup reminds me of those little girl pageant.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Yeah.
Like it looks like they used to be like those 5-year-old models, and like their moms just kept making them do this shit, and now they're like, at 20 years old or something, and they're still just wasting their lives with that. They look terrible.
The
that
one on the
makeup.
right is fantastic. Those boobs might be fake because I feel like under that sports bra, she's packing some heat, yet her body fat percentage is like single digits. So that doesn't happen much. But
Well, she's clearly in very good shape. Melissa,
Yeah.
who's
she has. Wait, there's a thing about the one on the right. Her arms are tremendously long. She looks like Mutombo or something. Like she could block my jumper all day long with those gigantic arms. But I'm still the one on the right. I think is the way to
The
go.
one on the right, I feel like if she just washed her face and like went back to her natural hair color, and stopped letting Homer put her makeup on, I bet it's really hot. And she needs to tone it down at the gym, quite frankly, because we're not going to have to fight any zombies anytime soon. We're like that's just not necessary.
Don't you listen, baby? You're doing good.
When
at the
you're
gym.
that strong and that light, like there's no point for that.
She's
she needs to
throwing
hire-
the one on the left in the air. They're cheerleaders.
That girl. Okay. Yeah. If I was gonna throw one of them in the air, I'd want it to be the one on the left. I mean, for one, she's probably the lightest, and two, like, what's the worst that could happen? She falls on her face. Maybe they can fix something.
All right, I'm on team right at this point. Although the one in the middle does have the best jaw.
Melissa likes all.
Yeah, I can't choose their cheerleaders.
What's the name of the game?
Come on.
If you had to, that's the name of the game.
Middle.
Middle, okay, respectable choice. That's my number 2.
Middle, it looks like you could throw her up in the air, and no matter how many turns or angles, she would be like one of those things that always comes down on their head, like those weeble wobbles.
Oh no, but the
Like, 'cause
opposite.
there's so much weight. Yeah,
Dude,
the opposite of that.
If you took the top of her hair, right, and put it where the bottom of her chin is now, the bottom of her chin would be below her top. Like her like, am I saying this right? Her head.
I understand. I'm
Yeah.
understanding how you're articulating
It's a
it.
melon.
I think she's added like 2 inches of head with that hairstyle of hers.
Her head's tilted down as well. I feel like she's tilted down more than she
I
should
think
be.
you should be careful about who you make fun of with melon heads.
Melon,
Me?
I have a gigantic head.
So
No,
do I.
I was gonna say my
We
head's
both
pretty.
have
medium
giant
sized.
heads.
I
The-
can't wear normal glasses.
The one on the right looks like every mean girl in a movie, though. Like she's the antagonist.
She could rape another girl. I feel like she could do any. She's got the physicality to just beat up other girls. She doesn't have to be that snotty
Alright.
mean girl bitch.
This is the last one, and perhaps there's definitely the most choices. But what do you think? I'm
Too many
discounting.
sunglasses. I
Yeah.
can't discern any details
Dude.
about these people.
The whole bottom row was chosen for their ability to hold other women, and that scares me.
It looks like
Okay,
the girl
so-
on the bottom right is the foundation.
I don't know. I think the one in like number 2 on the bottom is
Blue bikini. I ranked them in this order: blue bikini first, then magenta bikini, who's top right, then it's hard to say, but I'm thinking maybe either the purple one. But I can't tell how heavy she is. That matters, but if she's not heavy, the purple one, and then it goes up to that big titted one right in the top center, and then from there it goes to the green one, to the orange one, then it falls down to the black bikini on the bottom left, and then to the green giant.
I find myself ranking them by which is closest to the sexual position I think is right. Right? Like that one in the number 1 in the second row on the left in that like green bikini thing. Mm-hmm. That's about right. Right? Am I the only one thinking, yeah, that's about perfect?
I don't know how you guys are even evaluating from this angle with this many sunglasses.
I'm looking for muscle tone. I'm looking at their chins, their foreheads, their hair, their hands.
Number 3 on the bottom looks good.
Their hands?
Yeah, she's my number 1 choice.
Is she? Because top center is strong.
Top center was number 3.
Top center picked the right bikini.
Yeah. And she hid part.
But I'll tell you, in terms of who I'd want a life partner up with, like
the green bikini,
left, not bottom right, but the left green bikini.
I knew it. You doing bottom left? Are you saying bottom left?
Center left, middle left.
The purple bikini.
No.
Let's go by colors.
I don't know what color that is. The yellowish, the tennis ball colored one.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. She's like my number 4, I think.
I kind of like her.
Yeah, she's pretty hot. I was afraid you were going for the black bikini because of that crazy jaw chin thing she's got going on.
No, she looks a little chubby. But the tennis ball colored bikini. I don't think any of them
look chubby.
I don't think any of them look chubby.
Bottom right, even too.
Nah, she's just
a.
And purple.
I don't think so. Their thighs look just fine.
That's true. They're pre-fat.
Pre-fat.
Pre-fat. Yeah.
I explained that to someone the other day. I was explaining to them what pre-fat was. I was like, see that chick right there? That one that's about 170 pounds? She's done. Like, her life's over. She's 20 years old. She's not going down from here. She's going up. And she was like, well, how do you know that? I was like, because she's coming out of fucking Chick-fil-A with a milkshake.
That doesn't sound like pre-fat. But yeah, sometimes you see a girl and it's like, yeah, she's hot right now. Right now she's thick. And she's fancy because she's 18, right? But that thickness that's hot, like hanging on her so well today, you put 20 years on that. Wait till she's 38. She's gonna look like she needs a minivan, pick up her kids or whatever. Pre-fat.
That's what your mother called shorter women who are heavier, right? Pre-fat.
Yeah, it's not short. I think the shorter would be one, but yeah, like this is you can. Certain hang on a girl. And you're like, it's pre-fat. Pre-fat. Not fat right now. Right now she's hot, but you can see it. Won't endure. So I think I'm going center left in the tennis ball colored bikini. It's my top choice.
I don't even know. It's
hard to go wrong top center.
The sunglasses throw me. I can't tell with the sunglasses on there because half their face is obfuscated. So you don't even know what's going on. None of them look fat. They all look pretty normal.
Mm-hmm.
Magenta.
Magenta?
Is that top center?
Magenta is top right?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I would say...
Interesting choice.
Blue.
Those boobs are holding up pretty well with no straps.
She's my number 2.
Number 1 would be the blue at the bottom, third from the right. And then everyone else pretty much ties.
All right.
So, that black girl, the black bikini is definitely on the bottom for me. She's last place, and the purple one and the green one follow closely behind her at the bottom of the list.
You know what I just discovered? Dead center is in the running for me.
Yeah, she's hot.
You say it like it's some, solemn truth that you just uncovered.
She might be a twin of the one on the left, to be honest with you. They could be twins.
She does look very similar.
They have to be at least sisters, but I wouldn't be surprised if they were straight up twins.
Nah, man.
Did you like that?
No, their chins are
yeah.
Their chins are too different.
Their chins are shaped very differently, so are their ears.
The shadows are different too. I don't know. You can't go wrong with either.
Their
one of
collarbones
those.
are different.
I like how Kyle just goes instantly from normal dude to just serial killer mode every time we do one of these comparison things where like me and Woody will say like, oh yeah, she's cute, she looks good, and Kyle will be like, well, the collarbone there's a little bit of a shadow coming from the top that shows me she's a bit heavy. Also looks like a chin chiseled in a way that I don't find appealing. Sunglasses, not a good brand, I wouldn't choose that. Like, that's the way you do it. It's entertaining.
Thank you. I like simplifying things down, boiling them down, but being objective. Or rather subjective, I guess.
No, you're being objective in regard to your personal preference. So you're being
absolutely
right.
Yes.
Yeah. Now that you mentioned the magenta up here, it does seem like something's like there's a little bit of gravity defying happening there.
Not defying, just it's just.
So I have to ask Melissa, would you ever bring another lady into the relationship, into the bedroom?
No.
No, not even like for like some sort of birthday special event.
No, there's no place for that.
What if he did like lots of yard work that day or something?
It
Lots.
would be his treat. That's for sure.
Oh.
Oh.
I'm sure he'd suffer through it all.
Oh, it wasn't for me? How am I gonna deal with this? I would be so disappointed if I found another woman in our bed.
All right.
No, though, is it the jealousy thing? That's what it would be for me. Like I feel like I don't know, it'd be replaying in my head or something. Like it's
Just
you're just hoarding all the Taylor to yourself.
Think that they're adequate enough to carry that on. People like to think, oh yeah, that'll be great, and then you get 3 people in there, and you're just like, oh, what? No, they don't know what to do. You don't know what to do. You need to practice that with 3 people before you can actually get good.
You just need a conductor.
Mm.
You need one person who knows what's up, who can be like, all right, this is how the Legos fit together. First, Amy, I'm gonna need you to grab that bucket of lard over there. Yeah, hang on, keep that close. It's gonna get wild. Yeah, you just gotta.
Nice and good. It's gonna get exciting.
Yeah. You get everyone have their splash guards. Yeah, all right, let's go.
Yeah, right. I brought the snorkel. I got an idea.
Make some sort of a hot tub event. Yeah, that's what I need. I need a snorkel.
You know what I can do? This is disgusting. I can go to the bottom of a hot tub and breathe indefinitely as if it were a scuba tank.
Wait, what?
The air that comes from the hot tub and creates the bubbles, I could put my mouth on it and use it to breathe and stay under for as long as you choose.
Really?
That is disgusting.
It is. It totally is. But I'm.
No, it's not. Wait, tell me why that's disgusting.
Because he's breathing in skin flakes and cum or whatever else is in it.
Yeah, probably.
Why do you people think that air is coming from a dirty place?
It's cyclical. Even if the air itself is brought in from the outside and clean, it's still being pushed through a tube that has filtered air that has cum and nastiness.
Just putting your head under that water is a dangerous.
Cum in my hot tub. That's step 1.
That's only step 1.
My hot tub, my hypothetical hot tub, is a protein
That's
bath.
a
It's a petri dish. As a matter of fact, I recommend you stay out of my hot tub. You might get pregnant.
You guys are gonna wait to decide about this. There's so much. You keep the chemicals right. It's just like a swimming pool. You balance the chemicals. You keep it sterile, and it's not a problem. I would totally.
It's much dirtier than a swimming pool.
How is that? Well, I guess it's less water, so that makes sense. But as long as you keep the chemicals in it,
more people getting in there. When you get in a swimming pool, for the most part, you're hanging out during the day. You've showered, you're kind of clean a little bit, unless it's like a hotel pool. Hot tubs, you're getting in late at night. You're probably hammered. You didn't clean yourself right beforehand. Maybe there's cum sloughing off you. You're peeing in there. Just it's a disaster.
Well, I don't pee in there either. I usually, I'm outside, so I just usually pee in the side of the hot tub.
Oh, la-di-da. I pee in hot tubs.
I take my hot tub under the moonlight. So.
But yeah, I can. You could try it maybe next time. You apparently have an extra clean hot tub. Go under there, take a breath of the bubble air that comes out, and see if you too can breathe underwater.
Yeah, I'm gonna attempt that. I actually we got to find a repairman for our hot tub. The panel stopped working. Like all the major components still work, but the buttons that raise the temperature and turn the jets on and off, like it's just unresponsive. It's all lit up, the numbers are there, but the buttons don't seem to work.
We have a like a whirlpool thing. I don't even know the difference between a jacuzzi, a hot tub, and a whirlpool. I don't know.
It may be the same thing.
But
I
ours,
think there's a difference between a jacuzzi tub and a hot tub, though. I think there's a difference there.
I don't know, ours is like a gigantic bathtub suitable for 3 people maybe, and it blows bubbles and stuff.
I think that's a jacuzzi tub.
It might be a jacuzzi tub. It's indoors too, which implies jacuzzi to me as well. But yeah, we've got one of those things I haven't. This house has no place to slack. You can sit here and work because I'm in front of my computer and do work stuff, or sleep. We have a bed now. That's really a choice. We have the bed. The TV is so far from the bed.
The pool table.
Oh, that if you call that slacking, I meant like you relax. But the pool table is in the Game of Thrones room.
Okay.
And
it'll look good there.
It does look good there.
You got a whole rack for. Did you go and get a rack to put the cues in to look fancy, or did you stick them away somewhere?
They're stuck away somewhere for now. I intend to get a rack and make them look fancy, but we didn't get a high-end pool table. And the reason is twofold. One, like Colin's going to learn to play and like hit the felt and all that stuff. And 2, it's a combo pool table, ping pong table, and we play ping pong 1,000 times more than we do pool.
I gotta get my ping pong table over to my house. It's over at my shop, and I haven't played in forever.
Yeah.
So is the pool table, actually. Both of them are over there. I gotta go get that stuff.
We play all the time. Not all the time. Maybe like 5 times a week or something like that. Like we play.
We used to play. My cousin and I used to play like maybe 10 games a day. We'd play a lot. I was okay, I guess. I was just like a practiced noob, but he used to play for money a little bit, so he's fairly decent.
I play with Colin mostly, so I'm not like getting better or anything. I can do saves better maybe because he misses the table a lot. But yeah, I have a new topic.
Sure.
This one, so tragic. It appears that Westboro Baptist Church, the people that protest funerals and things like that, they're going to Iraq to protest ISIS.
No, they're not.
I wish them well. I wish them Godspeed.
They're totally not going.
The famously hateful religious organization known for their grand publicity stunts has decided they are going to fly to Iraq and protest ISIS. After announcing plans to picket Robin Williams' funeral, Australian comedian Adam Hills dared the group to put their money where their mouths are and protest real Christian prosecution in Iraq. They even offered to pick up the cost for their airfare. And it appears that they're going. We accepted. Where are the tickets? So, and ironically, they picketed in Iraq before. Google it. #toldya.
Wow.
#toldya.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, how
See,
awesome.
that's a disgusting organization, but when you see them doing their shit, don't you feel just awful for the children who are involved in it? Where, like, the disgusting parents are making like a 6-year-old little kid hold up like a, all gays burn in hell or whatever sign they make them do.
If the Westboro Baptist Church...
No, hang on. The next thing, though, it says the tweet was accompanied by a picture of the group supposedly protesting in Iraq, though the setting of the picture was not Iraq.
Google searches do not show any public...
They've never been to Iraq.
Wait, this is a Christian group. They wouldn't lie.
Yeah, exactly. Christian groups don't lie, Kyle. It's against their religion.
Duh. Jesus, Kyle, don't you know anything?
Yeah.
What was I going to say? How awesome would it be if, like, ISIS got into a fight with a Mexican cartel and the Westboro Baptist Church went there to protest it? That seems like the perfect combo of people that you want to kill each other.
That's
my...
I'd watch it. I'd watch that video.
Provided it was well edited.
Wouldn't you? Well, I don't want to watch anything to do with those cartel videos. Those like head sawings, that disgusting, awful dismemberment stuff. It's just terrible.
Really bad. I don't like that stuff. Yeah, you definitely don't want to. I heard one story where a cartel stopped a busload of people And I think they were just all innocent. They were just travelers. And I don't remember why they did this to them, but they took them out and they made them all fight gladiatorial style till there was only one left to the death.
Sometimes I think about that. Like I was in line at my bank the other day, and the line was extra long, longer than you'd guess. And
I was in line at my bank. What year is it?
I had I needed a bunch of cash. I was buying Colin's lawnmower. So how do you get like thousands of dollars in cash?
Sell a bunch of drugs, generally.
Okay,
But,
well, fair enough. So anyway, I was in line at my bank, and there was a long line, maybe like 20 people in it or so. And I'm like, where do I stack rank in terms of being able to beat all these guys up? Right off the bat, I could take every girl in line. So now it's really just amongst the other men. And half of the men, again, like I narrowed it down. I'm like, all right, that guy's the biggest, right? And he looks like he works in lawn care or something like that. So he's got some, toughness going about him. That guy probably works out the most. I'm assuming none of them are trained. And I'm like, there it is. I think it's the three of us. The three of us would battle it out to figure out who the toughest guy in the teller line is. Am I the only one who has these thoughts?
No, I think about stuff like that too. Like if you're behind a really big looking, muscly bodybuilder kind of guy, and you're standing behind him, you're like, if I punch this guy square in the back of his head right now, as hard as I could, would that be enough to take this guy down? Would I win that ensuing battle? Or would that just be a grave error? It's like, boom, and then it's like, oh, it didn't do what I thought it would. Yeah, he's just like the cave troll from Lord of the Rings, just like.
He doesn't react at all. He reacts like like a gnat hit him or something. He just slowly turns around and is like, "That was a mistake, little man."
Yeah, and he'll say it like it just turns out that he's Russian or like the scariest brand of person. Like, did the breeze come in here very quickly, or what is happening right now? Like,
that's a nice accent right there.
Yeah, I should start a channel. Based on that.
Do you have any guns?
I have not enough to compete with.
Shit.
I'm curious. So you guys have recently been shopping for a carry revolver. Was it for you, Taylor? Which I assumed all this time.
Yes, it's for me. I want a carry revolver. I've been looking. Now that I've been texting you guys about it, the Ruger LCR. That's the one that you were recommending, right, Woody? That's
very
the
light.
one that I'm leaning towards now. Melissa carries a 357 Smith & Wesson. Is like a 686
Featherlight?
M60.
M60.
686 is big. I've got one of those.
Then I'm
It's like
mistaken.
a 3-inch barrel. It's pretty big, but it fits in my purse.
Exposed hammer or or non-exposed?
Exposed.
Okay, I know the one. Yeah, I like those. They don't not work. I've actually got a gun right here that I recently got.
There's a shocker. Color me surprised.
Where he didn't have a gun within reach or 7. Of course. Jesus.
What am I looking at?
Bad news.
Yeah,
it says bad news on the magazine. Is that a paintball gun?
absolutely not.
It could have been. Holy smokes.
This is my
308?
It's a 338 Lapua AR-15. Every time you fire the trigger, it costs you $5 fucking. When you've got to fight like velociraptors or something, it's just like it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30. It's bad fast. They call it the bad news. It's the Noreen bad news 338 Lapua. It's a bad motherfucker.
That looks expensive.
Yeah,
Oh,
how
yeah.
much more of those run you?
I don't know, $6 or $7 grand, something like that.
That is really nice.
I don't like the color it's in right now. I got it back from the.
I like
coders,
it.
and it's okay.
Same coder you normally use?
My complaint was no, it's a different guy. My complaint was that it looked like they took all the extra colors they had and just applied them to this gun. I was like, because this all used to be black.
Yeah, I don't like the color.
I was trying to. I do see where you're coming from. I was trying to count the number of colors and I lost count.
There's about 3.
I don't think so.
I lost count. Well, there's 3.
No, there can't be. Like the magazine and the handle are the same, and then there's like the barrel is different than those, and then the barrel guard.
Some of it is just natural black. It's just fat like the mag, this part, the grip, that's just black. But then
There's
this is a
maybe
color,
4 or 5.
This is a color, and this is a. I don't know. I think it's 3 colors. But in any case,
Did you not count the black in those 3?
It's not. It's not coated black. That's just the color it came with. That's just black metal.
Okay, so maybe it's 4.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay,
4.
whatever. It looks nice. I mean, I like it. I like the magazine too.
Yeah, it's nifty. I haven't shot it in a while. It doesn't kick that bad. It's cool to have.
Is it hard to
semi-auto-
shoulder at all? I thought I saw you kind of like
Oh, I was trying to lock it back, but I've got the mag stuck in.
earlier. Is it hard to shoulder when anyone like would Melissa be able to shoulder it? You think?
Yeah.
Yes.
She could.
I've got one. I'm convinced none of us can shoulder.
You're
I've
wrong
seen your
about
gun.
that.
It's fun to watch you try and shoulder it.
It's
It
fucking
looks like a
heavy.
feat of- you'd need the mountain from Game of Thrones to shoulder that.
Yes, that's right.
How much does it weigh?
All of it. I don't know.
All of the weight. That's how much.
I can totally shoulder that thing. I just totally can.
Oh, it's so
There's
hard.
no way you can.
One of the
it
challenges,
makes
it has like I want to say the tripod. No, the bipod weighs 18 pounds.
I need you to weigh your gun and find out how much it weighs. I'll be right back. I got
It takes longer than you might guess. I don't know. I think it would. I have to get it out of the closet or attic, take it out of the case, and then go to the master bath, which is like a 4-minute walk from here, and
Oh,
weigh
you
it.
don't know. Woody's not in his old home. He now lives in a palatial estate. How are you liking the house, by the way, man? That's awesome that you're finally in.
I do like it, actually. I like being here. I only recently have it started to feel like, yeah, like this is for real. This is like my house now. And that's kind of cool. It is long. Like for example, if you're in the master bedroom and you go to the kitchen and you realize you forgot something, it's like, oh, fuck. like this sucks, and it's changed my, like, if I'm in the master closet, which is even further, it's like behind the master, like through the master bedroom. I'm like, all right, do an inventory, because you don't want to forget something, because like we typically get like exit out the kitchen, like through the kitchen garage. If I get to the door and realize I forgot something, it's a genuine pain in the ass to like walk back and get stuff. My
So
wife.
if you like get to the front door about to leave and you realize that you left your wallet in the bedroom, is it almost like why even go? Wherever I was gonna go.
I was joking with Jackie, and I was like, we should get like a Segway for inside the house. And she's
like, a
like,
mall cop, just
yeah, right. And then I didn't realize it, but she's like, that's what I said. I told you we needed a Segway for inside the house. It's
no one needs a Segway.
no, you need a much bigger place than this to really need a Segway. But it's like so we've got a decent sized kitchen, and then near that is the pantry. But like you sort of walk out of the kitchen to go into the pantry, and I was making myself cereal, like cereal in a bowl. But I was doing it in like the dumbest way possible, where like I had to make too many trips. I didn't think ahead. And it was like, fuck, I think I walked like 350 feet to make this freaking bowl of cereal. Like by the time I like got the thing out, got the milk, got the bowl, got the spoon, poured it together, put all the supplies away.
Yeah, I'm familiar with cereal.
Okay. Yeah. So I just, you have to plan your routes a little more. But overall, I'm really liking it. I like being here. One of the things that, it's not set up for slacking yet. And I didn't realize it, but I kind of missed that. Like there's no downtime. It just seems like I'm always working or something. There's no like couch in front of a TV. That doesn't exist in here yet. So we're waiting for the couches and stuff to come in.
Oh, did you get that shelf or armoire or whatever that has the TV?
The mechanical lift TV thing? Actually, so it took them too long to deliver it. And then when it came, it arrived broken. So it is now like 20. The second one is like 20 miles from here. It's going to come any day. But it's on its way. That's the thing. So what we'll have is a TV at the foot of the bed in a like I don't know, armoire cabinet looking thing. And then you press a button and it rises out of the cabinet and you can see the television. But when you're not looking there, you don't like decorate the room with the back of a TV. But that same TV is on the opposite side of the room right now. But the room's so long, I can't read any of the words. So like, so I'm looking at like the Netflix description, going off all the pictures. Like the episode. Like watch Bob's Burgers, for example, and it'll say like, oh, this is the one where the kid gets a pimple. But I don't know any of that, so I just look at the thumbnails and choose my TV show because I can't read the words because the TV's too far away.
Yeah, that must be rough to just have a home that's so large you can't even read a 70-inch TV from across the room.
It's a 52-inch TV, but yeah,
72-inch TV.
No, 52. I was trying to just playing it down, but yeah. Anyway, so it's a long bedroom, and I feel like I'm exaggerating all this stuff. Like people are gonna when I do the home tour, they're gonna be like, "Oh, it's just a house." It is just a house, but it is also true that I can't read the TV across the room. Like that's all true. Jackie and I were doing like eyesight tests. Like she could make the words out, but not at reading pace. And I was just making words up. Like I'd get some right, some that were similar to the right words. So.
Is she liking it? And Hope and Colin, they all like it?
Yeah, they all like it. Colin's still getting adjusted to the strangeness of it all. Like he had a thing before. If you know, Melissa might not know. Colin and I have a special needs kid. He has a thing where he doesn't like to be left alone, and that kind of got amplified when we moved to the new house. He doesn't even like to be a room or two away now. So we're kind of working him through that. But overall, it's working out fine. Yeah.
That's good. Did you buy any goats yet?
No, there's I'm doing a shop. And there are all kinds of like discounts, real estate taxes, write-offs and stuff like that you get if you're a farmer. And to be a farmer isn't actually that hard. You just have to sell $1,000 worth of like fruits, vegetables, or livestock or whatever. And I'm like, dude, I could totally sell like $1,000 worth of eggs provided I gave that guy the grand. And like, make a, I don't know, just like cut down on real estate taxes and expenses and things like that. So I joked a lot on Jackie all the time. I'm like, why a Great Dane? Why not an emu or a llama or like an ostrich or something like that? So, yeah. Kyle,
so do you get a lot of, what did you get, Kyle?
Yeah, it looks like he has a mixed drink, but that doesn't seem like Kyle's style.
Is that lemonade?
No, I was attempting to get, I was going to duct tape a 35-pound weight to the end of a barrel and just do that. Because how much does the gun weigh?
I don't know. All of it.
It can't weigh more than like 30 pounds.
Oh, it can. No, yeah. I thought you were going to say it couldn't weigh more than 50. And I'm like, I think it is around 50. But more than 30, yes, I'm confident.
I've tried to hold up. So I can pick up a 100-pound rifle and hold it like this. So going like this, I can't do because it's mostly barrel. But I feel like I could do 50. I could totally do 50.
One of the challenges, the bipod in particular is really stocky. Like it's heavy, and because the bipod hangs like far on the barrel, that's one of it's a lot of barrel weight, and the barrel is really thick. You might be able to shoulder it because you're strong and your technique will be good. But if you can, it will be on the edge of your ability to shoulder a rifle.
I would love the opportunity. You should, next time you come down here or I go up there, I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah, we can film it and show everyone.
Well, maybe not if I fail. I might not be able to lift the heavy motherfucker. I've never shot one of those before, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I have another topic.
Oh?
I might want to start with Melissa on this one too. Are you ready?
Yeah.
It has to be a mammal. What is the most what is the most impressive mammal from the animal kingdom that you think you could beat up with your bare hands?
Oh,
This is a good question.
a squirrel.
That's not impressive.
That is not impressive at all.
No, a rag. Are you kidding me? They're ferocious.
Oh,
Animals, even small ones.
I mean,
Like,
come
couldn't
on,
even
step
take
up
a
your
squirrel
rabbit
beat.
game at least. Like,
At least a
No,
rabbit.
I had a rabbit, a wild hare that we caught in our backyard, and it was a son of a bitch. I have scars from it biting me.
I have.
And I would
take
not
it.
want to fight it.
I've beaten a rabbit before. That one in real life, fucking put one in the W column for me because I've taken out a rabbit.
When you say barehanded, I guess a knife isn't fair.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's the key
Yeah.
part of it.
Yeah, I'm
Barehanded.
giving you nothing but a thong, Kyle.
I could kill a deer, I think. I think I could catch the deer in some sort of trap and then finish it with my bare hand.
I like to think in this scenario we're in an octagon.
You would get fucked up by a deer in an octagon if that deer knew, hey, your goal is to fight this human. This
I
mammal
totally
is gonna
think I
turn
could
around,
take
it's gonna
a deer.
kick you right in the temple.
I could take a deer. I know. I've seen them, right? I've seen their rapid punching thing, right? I've got that. But no one ever goes for a double leg in that situation, and I don't know why.
He's got two more.
Because it
That's
has
fine.
4 legs. It still has 2 more to do its
You
bidding.
got to do a quadruple leg to a deer, Woody.
No, in this, the deer standing punching thing, like you see it all the time, right? Oh.
Yeah? They really pummel you. Lots of hammer hooves.
You could definitely take a raccoon. You wouldn't emerge unscathed,
Yeah.
but you would win in the end.
Yeah,
it
you
would
just put
fuck it would
hands
fuck
around
up
its
some
little
deers.
neck, you just squeeze, and then just deal with it.
Yeah, you could get your hands around its neck.
Yeah.
That's like the.
But it would get a few scratches on you, then your adrenaline would get
few.
running, and then like
Okay.
you would. I could just picture fighting a raccoon. Like it would scratch you a little bit, and then once
instead
you
of
got your hands around its neck, you would just squeezing so hard.
Can we
Just-
watch this
just-
video together? I have a
Yep.
deer fighting
I've
video.
seen this. Oh, yeah. This is a good one.
Yep, I'm queued up at 0.
Same?
I am ready to go.
Ready, set, play.
The deer's waiting on him.
Look at him. Double leg. Go for the back legs. Get down. Get down.
Yeah, see, Kyle, you think you
Oh
can handle
my
it?
God, that's gotta hurt. I can feel it.
Do it again. Do it again.
Oh, please do it again.
No, he's not gonna get it.
Look, they're fighting each other.
Yeah, I feel like a deer isn't one of those animals
What is it,
where
mule deer or
you
something?
A
don't
deer-
realize how strong it is until you're right up against it.
I feel
and you
like
don't
it-
realize how big it is.
A deer only has one fighting technique, right? He's got no grappling game whatsoever. I really think if he just, like, while he's doing the arm batty thing, go for those hind legs, put him on his back, kick him in the head. Do you think?
No, you're gonna try and go for a
Sweep
double
him.
leg, and you're gonna get hoofed right in the forehead,
That's
and then be
possible.
on the ground in the dirt. Like I don't
They
think any of
spend their
us.
entire lives defending themselves from everything in the wild. What makes you think that a human would?
They mostly run away.
Because-
Yeah,
I have
0
to-
octagon experience.
Yeah, if you get him on the ground, if you could ever get it in a headlock on the ground, he's done. Because he's not good at getting back up. He's on his side, you get him in a headlock, and you could just punch him in the eyeball until his head crushed. And for a full, I feel like I could, if I punched a deer 40, 50 times in the eye, its head would crush and he would die.
Elbow.
If you could get them in a
You
headlock.
think you could not even just
Hold
get a headlock, maintain a headlock with a 200-pound woodland animal?
First of all, 200 is a massive fucking deer. Now, I have put a small deer in a headlock and cut its throat before, but that doesn't count, I don't think. It was kicking all the way, though, so I know what I'm dealing with going into this.
Doesn't count because it wasn't barehanded. See? Yeah. That's
Okay,
that's-
so let's keep going. What is the most impressive mammal that you could beat up in the octagon?
In the octagon, I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think. Like, I bet I could do like one of those, like some sort of domestic animal that's big. If I could just ever choke it well enough. I'm not
Like
sure.
a Great
which one-
Dane?
No, well, yeah, I could totally kill like any dog because they'll just let you kill them. I feel like a lot of them. A lot of them are-
Let you kill it.
There was no big talk around Jack, I'll tell you that.
If I had Jack in a headlock, I would just be like, it would be the last thing in the world I would want to do. Just let, please God, let the dog die, and I just,
Choke.
like, because you're
just
like,
a
oh, he
boy.
murdered you. He's just a boy. Yeah.
Would be.
Yeah, some sort of dog, because I feel like they would let it happen. I'm thinking if you got like a docile llama in there, I feel like if I could, that llama's got that big long neck. I feel like if I could ever get my my arms wrapped around that, I could perhaps choke it out too, and maybe, if as long as I could avoid the headbutts.
I think I could take out an ostrich.
Oh, I saw 3 lions take down an ostrich in a video on Netflix the other day. It was badass. I had never seen it before. It took all 3 of them to get him down, but by the end, like one of them had its head in its mouth, so it was just game over. But it was cool. I'd never seen that. They're always going after wildebeest and stuff, but it was 3 lions attacking an ostrich. That was pretty neat. I don't think you could
there's
take
any way you could take an
those-
ostrich. Those are big, strong animals.
3 lions had a hard time of it.
Okay, maybe not an ostrich. Most impressive animal I could beat in the octagon.
This is hard because compared to most animals, we're phenomenally weak and slow for our size.
Yeah.
Humans are.
You have to outsmart the guy. You have to outsmart the other animal somehow.
Like, you put a 3-month-old chimp in the ring with Brock Lesnar, and there's an eyeless, lipless Brock Lesnar walking out 3 minutes later.
My
it's
money's
gonna
on
fuck you
Brock.
up.
Yeah, everyone tells me I'm wrong on this, but I really think that he could beat a chimp.
No,
I would
the
pay-
leverage they had,
now
their
that
arms are
fight's
so
worth
much
$100.
longer. The torque
That's-
to just tear you apart.
Yes, I would pay 100. I pay 150 for the pay-per-view on that. Sorry,
I'd
Pacquiao.
pay
I'm done
ringside.
with you. Yeah. Brock
I'd want to
Lesnar.
see Mayweather and Pacquiao versus a chimp. to work
Just
together.
Mayweather. I don't blame Pacquiao.
You know what I would like to see? I'd like to see Mayweather and Pacquiao versus like 50 amateur boxers at the same time. But boxing rules only, like nothing crazy. Like it's not going to be a ground and pound. They all have to stand up and throw blows. I want to
Oh,
see
have
that.
you seen this? There's a YouTube video out there of where they did 6 professional Swedish ice hockey players versus 30 amateur hockey players.
Can
Yeah.
you find
A
it?
scrimmage. I gotta try and find.
I've
Kyle,
seen the
you're
soccer-
nodding like you know it.
I've
yeah.
seen the soccer one for sure.
I was gonna say I've seen 2 in soccer. I think one had a soccer team against like 50 players, and the other had like 2 pros against 10 players.
It's hard to say about the animal, though. I feel like you're right. Most animals have claws and teeth. I don't know what the most impressive one would be. It's really hard. Maybe a big snake?
Mammal.
Oh.
Nailed him. A coyote.
Barehanded just isn't fair. I feel like we should like at least with what surrounds us, like grab a chair like it's wrestling or something, and just something around you. Maybe fashion some kind of a weapon out of some shoestrings and something heavy. I don't know. Something better than barehanded, because our hands are just so weak compared to animals. I don't think I could kill anything very impressive. It would have to be an animal that just trusted me enough to let me kill it, or something I could get a good chokehold on. I think it's going to be one of those.
That's true. With most of these mammals, I feel like a lot of it's gonna be like not a fight from
Jeez,
start to go,
girl.
but it's like and then you grab it real quick. And it still trusts you for like 3 seconds before it's like, he's not fucking around.
Its eyes start looking around all crazy. Like, what the fuck's going on here? I don't think I'm coming out of this one.
This just seems so mean now.
Yeah, I found
Yeah.
where that video should be, but it was taken down due to a copyright claim by Nordic Content Production.
Oh man, that sucks.
Those Nordic bastards
Probably on the hockey team.
probably do.
Okay. I keep targeting these towards Melissa, but again, Melissa. Gamers of Reddit, I stole this from Ask Reddit. What game do you think is a masterpiece of art?
Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus?
Yeah, I actually have a Shadow of the Colossus tattoo, so it is by far the best work of art in a video game, period.
Where's
It's
the
amazing.
tattoo?
It's so when you climb the colossi, you have to, it's kind of like a puzzle. You have to find their weak spot, and you have this magical sword that illuminates their like pressure points, basically. And it's this ancient symbol, and I have that tattooed on my shoulder. I back. It's the best art video game ever. And The Last Guardian would have been probably a contender for that. However, it's never going to get released because it's been in production for over a decade. Not happening.
Half-Life 3. Kyle Taylor, video game is a masterpiece of art.
Of art?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I don't feel like that. I feel like Skyrim's pretty gorgeous when you get some mods on there, but that seems it seems like cheating when there's mods involved.
Skyrim.
Without the mods, it's a beautiful game.
Yeah, Skyrim's a good one.
I feel like Gears of War was pretty when you were above ground.
Dude, Gears of War had the most inspirational scene. Was it Gears of War 2? I think it was Gears of War 2 when Coltrane first joined you.
I think that's the first one.
It could be, but I think it's the second. Like you get, maybe it is the first, but I thought it was the second one. Anyway, your characters, you're like fighting to the death. Things are going rough. You're overwhelmed in a swarm, and even as I'm playing it, I'm like, how are we going to get out of this situation? Clearly, it's a winnable game, but every 3 minutes, it just gets worse. We're only piling in deeper here. And then, and the gun you have, is it called a Lancer in Gears of War? It's this like machine gun chainsaw combination weapon. And you're just like I don't know, I'm playing, but it seems like an exercise in futility because the monsters just keep getting bigger and badder and more of them. And then out of nowhere, the guy's like, choo-choo, it's the coal train. Ain't nobody better than this game than I am, or something like that. And he comes and he starts like, he saved the day, and he's just the extra firepower you needed. That was awesome. Although, we're talking about work of art. I'm trying to think. There's an old game I played that looked amazing. It was after Myst, but right around the same time period. Shucks, I can't remember. I played Myst.
Would you say the Silent Hill games?
They're not known for looking beautiful. So, no. God of War, though. Best blood ever. It's like a magical dance of blood everywhere. And
I really liked God of War 3. That was fun.
All God of War. All of it.
I haven't played it, but I feel like a good... Well, I haven't finished it because it got too boring for me. But Heavy Rain seems like a candidate for a question like this.
Maybe. I've never played it either. Watched Wings play it a bit.
Dude,
Boring.
Boring, you say?
Boring. It's like a movie where you press buttons every now and then. You have to, like, get up,
So
go brush your
Uncharted.
teeth. No, Uncharted. There's better gameplay in Uncharted than Heavy Rain.
I don't know.
You go brush your teeth. Like, that's the very beginning of the game. You go to the bathroom, and then you, like, have to press some buttons and brush your teeth.
She's right. It's worse than that, though. So first of all, picture my life, especially a few years ago when the kids were younger. And now let me describe this video game. You get up, you brush your teeth, you have to set the dishes on the table. You watch some children as they, like, misbehave around the mall and shit like that. And then you take them to the park and you push them on the swing in the most boring way possible. And, like, then you push them on, not a swing, but, like, there's this sort of...
merry-go-round.
Yeah, merry-go-round, like, but it's not horses. It's just like a horizontal disc.
That's a carousel.
But it's not mechanical. You're the dad who has to push it and make it go. And
Kyle knows his carnival rides.
it's not a carnival. It's like a children's playground. And you push them on this little horizontal disc to make them go. And the whole time I'm like, oh my God, this is worse than real life. And
it's like if you had to do your, like, fake taxes in the game before you got started.
That's
where it's
perfect.
like it's just your character bumbling around, like, where's my W-2? Like, just
yeah, and if you put the dishes down too harshly, your wife fusses at you for it, and you're just like, "Fuck, are you serious?" That's Heavy Rain.
It's like wife makes a snarky comment, and it's like respond with quietness or ignore, and hope that she's not mad later.
Yeah.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
But did you play Heavy Rain all the way through, Melissa?
Oh, no way. I maybe lasted 30 minutes before I was like, this is horseshit.
Yeah. No, I lasted about an hour, but I'm told I missed... but then after all that stuff finished and like I lost the kid, now I'm a detective walking around in the rain trying to observe things. And it's like, well, this is just a scavenger hunt. I mean, clearly this is a predefined game. It's not like so what am I here looking for? And you're just walking all over very slowly in the rain through the tall grass looking for shit on the ground like I'm fixing something and I dropped a bolt. And it's like, well, this sucks. It was but Wings said it was the best game he had ever played in his life. And then he said this is what really made me want to do it. He's like, I'm not sure it's good for YouTube because there's lots of violence and sex. Some of my favorite things. So I thought like I'll love this game, but I didn't. At least not the parts I saw.
Like when I can't remember which Final Fantasy it was. I stopped playing them a while ago when they said, okay, you got to play it for 20 hours before you really get into it. It's like, I do not have 20 hours to waste on a video game to get into it or see if I get into it.
Yeah, you got to hook me quicker than that. Yeah. I'm curious about Dark Souls. I wonder.
Me too.
Some people say it's awesome, but apparently it's really hard. So.
That's one I want to pick up.
So you play not looking for Bioshock. What's Borderlands?
Bioshock is gorgeous too.
Bioshock. That might be on my list. Not only is it gorgeous, but the story is awesome.
Yes.
Which is, part of, to me, what the art thing is. It's not just the visuals. It's, the story. So
yeah.
I like.
Which ones have you played, Woody? Bioshock.
All but the newest one. The one that takes place in the air. Yeah, I haven't played that one.
You won't understand. You'll be reading on Reddit to figure out what you just played, though. It's pretty complicated, convoluted time traveling, dimension traveling, alternate universe type thing going on there, and it's a bit.
You just gave away the ending.
No, I didn't. No, they're doing it the whole time.
Until the very end.
No, they're doing it the whole time. They're jumping from universe to universe, and they've got
kind of.
Yeah, and you got the twins, and they're like, oh, last time and they're keeping count of his reactions. It's pretty clear what's going on early, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
It's all right, but
it's
the
a beautiful
water
game, though.
effects in the first two are just the best.
Yes, they are. They are amazing. And the second one was the one where the daughter plays a role, right? She plays a major role.
That's Bioshock Infinite.
Infinite
yeah,
is...
that's Infinite.
In the Cloud City, hooking onto the things and...
No, I'm definitely talking about this. It's an underwater one, and the daughter is there, and you and her team up to beat the boss character together, if I recall. Or she is the boss character that you beat. No one remembers?
I haven't played. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't remember it going down like that.
The original
there's the little sisters, and if you don't kill all the little sisters throughout the game, then at the end they're like, "Oh, we're gonna help you," and they like help you out. But your daughter, you don't have a daughter in the first two, as far as
I think in the second. What am I mixing up? It's Bioshock.
Well,
yeah.
Kind of, because you play the original Big Daddy, and then you're pheromone linked with one of the little sisters. So kind of.
Oh, maybe she's not your daughter. Maybe she's just a little sister.
She's like the grown-up version of the first little sister or something.
Yeah.
Can't remember.
I thought she was your... Maybe it's the Big Daddy thing got me all mixed up.
Well, yeah, she's kind of your daughter because they like link you together with pheromones or something to make the little sisters like go to the Big Daddies.
Let me see... Wikipedia explains who this girl is. It doesn't seem to.
Because she's trying to help all the other little sisters that are...
Oh, here it is.
That are being put up.
Is her name Eleanor?
Infinite. That's in Infinite.
It's definitely Bioshock 2.
Eleanor.
Yeah, Eleanor, now a teenager, has gained control over the little sisters.
Oh, no, that is 2.
Using Adam. This must be boring to listen to.
Very good looking.
Eleanor is actually Lamb's daughter. Are you Lamb?
No, Lamb is the original doctor that created the Little Sisters.
Gotcha. Okay, so Eleanor is Lamb's daughter, and she was brought to Rapture, and she's the character. A lot of people didn't like her. I liked her. I guess that's all I was getting to on that. I thought she was cool, and she had a thing she kept saying during like a boss fight that I found inspirational. But yeah. So anyway, Bioshock was good.
Bioshock Infinite is worth the play. You should check it out.
All right.
I can't get this fucking thing to work. I don't know why. So I'm just don't even know why, and I'm giving up. I'm going to send. I don't know. They'll have to do something. I don't know what to do.
You'll get it next week.
No, I get frustrated with things and quit very quickly. I'm done with that now.
You're not an IKEA guy, I take it.
No, I won't have that shit. Kitty bought some shelves the other day. Brought in these shelves that come in a box. The box is this like thick, like, and it's a small box. And I'm like, what is this? And it's heavy. And she's like, oh, it's a whole rack of cube racks. It's for storage. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And I open it up, and it's all these. It's like it's a square of like wires that are like crisscrossed like fencing, and you have to like put them together with these stupid snappy plastic things where you're like cramming each one into the plastic thing to make it snap on, and then another thing plugs into that. It's like Legos for people who hate fucking Legos. And I put it together for like 15 minutes. I had one cube assembled. I turned it on its side like I'm supposed to like add another cube to that, and it fell apart. And I was just like, how much did you pay for this? She's like, $28 or something. I was like, I'm going to go out and buy you a wooden one and give you $28 because I'm throwing this shit away. And I did. Because I refuse to put IKEA furniture together, anything like that. Anything where there's assembly required and it might be tedious, I start sweating. I always get frustrated. I'm in a weird angle working on it with like somebody else's pair of pliers or somebody else's Phillips head screwdriver that's all shitty and too small. And it's just like, I don't want to do this. I hate that. I hate putting shit together.
Do you yell out loud when you're doing stuff like that, or do you just like grumble under your breath, like in angry, frustration? Just I can't believe this fucking bullshit. I can't get the fucking screw.
There's a series of those. There's a series of those, and I complain the whole way through, and I blame everyone whose decisions brought me to where I am here. I'm the whole time I'm like, Kitty, what the fuck? Why am I doing this? You know I hate this. She's like, man, I thought I could put it together, but I can't. And I'm just like, well, I don't want to put it fucking together, and you know I hate this shit. And I'm just like getting madder and madder. And by the end, like when I threw it away, like it's still on the porch because I fucking threw it away. Like I didn't put it in the trash can. I just threw it out the fucking door.
Sweden, fucking bullshit country, making bullshit shelves with horseshit plastic.
Are they even real people in Sweden? To check their tax returns.
Those meatballs are good. You ever have the IKEA meatballs?
No.
They serve hot meatballs right there at IKEA. They got their own brand of pizza too. Not too bad. Yeah, they do. Yeah. There's a huge IKEA near me. Maybe it's
I've heard that they serve food.
And they've got these Cinnabon things too. These cinnamon roll things. It smells delicious at IKEA.
Wow, it sounds like they're really trying to set you up for success. You're going to be bent over building something so they fill you up with meatballs and cinnamon rolls.
I'm good at those things. IKEA. I can put together IKEA furniture. Jackie and I are a good team on it. Now, the issue comes in when Jackie buys something that I didn't want, right? Now, not only am I out of money, but I have a piece of shitty storage furniture somewhere, right? Like, she bought this giant thing for our living room in the last house, and it's like, I don't want this here. Now it's so big, there's like another wall shrinking our living room. It looks awful. It's cheap furniture, right? Like if furniture's good, it's heavy and it's pre-assembled and like a crew carries it in the house for you. If furniture's crap, it comes in a cardboard box with lots of little like rubber grommets or like little wooden dowels and stuff, and you do it yourself. And
one of those screwdrivers that's like bent so that you can spin it like that.
Right. If it's particle board, like that's just bad furniture. It's not going to survive a move or two, and it's going to be bad. And like so sometimes we want bad furniture, right? Maybe it's like the kids' closet or something like that, and now she has a better way to organize her stuff for the next 2 years. But if it's awful furniture and I didn't want it in the first place, sometimes Jackie finds herself putting it together on her own. It's just like, no, that one's not me. I had nothing to do with that. As a matter of fact, I wish I had my money back. You know? So yeah, that's how things go down around here.
No assembly required, or just don't even fucking bother. I hate it. I like minor assembly is no big deal. Like just little stuff.
Right. You put the feet on the couch yourself.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That sort of thing's easy. Setting up televisions and electronics never bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
I have a little bit of an aptitude, I think, for just plugging things in the right hole. Some people don't have that magical skill. I had an ex-girlfriend, and I was just like, I looked behind the TV, and I was like, baby, you've been watching standard def TV for like the last 2 fucking years because you're using you're using component cables instead of composite. I was like, it's 480i or some shit in here. Like, I don't even know what you're watching. You're watching the Golden Girls. It's bad, but you're watching it like it was originally broadcast, like it's TV Land, but it's not supposed to look like shit. And I got some component cables and hook it all up, and it's just like wow, like the TV's lit up. It seems even brighter. Everything, and I was just like, how did that happen? She's like, oh, I don't do cables. And I'm just like, I could teach you to do cables in 30 fucking seconds if you walk over here and look at the back of these boxes, because there's like 3 different kinds, and it's really simple. But no, most I can plug things in, but I know plenty of people who can't, I suppose. I hook up all the electronics around here.
Just colors.
Back in the old days, it was a little tougher. And back in the old days, it wasn't color-coded. You know how now, like, even the old ones are like, what, red, yellow, white, right? Like, then there's maybe 2 reds. But back then, they were all black. And you had to, like, sort of line up, like, all right. But things went, like, in and out, like it was passed through the VCR. So you're like, all right, this goes in audio in, and this goes in. It was a little more complicated. My father, who is a very smart guy, right? Totally smart guy, well-educated, owned his own business. He was a CPA, whatever, would feign complete incompetence at this task. It was always like he couldn't even know where to begin hooking up the wires behind a television. And he has gone his entire life having never had to learn it. Because he just, I don't do that. I'm not good at it.
My dad's a similar thing, like with technology like that. I try to explain like how Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and HDMI and the basics of that stuff, and it's just like, well, how do I get it on the TV? It's just like, and I'm just like, well, this is not just a TV. Like, this is an entertainment machine. There are applications just like your phone has, and there's any number of things we could access with this TV. I was like, you could trade your stocks on this computer, on this TV. You could purchase things on Amazon, and they would just arrive within a day. Like, I was like, it's incredible. And he's like, but how do I get like NASCAR and like he's like where's 4, 7, and 13? And those are like the broadcast channels that we listened to like back in the broadcast TV days. It's NBC, CBS, and ABC. Like, where are those at? And it's like, motherfucker. Like I brought him. I'm taking him a thumb drive tomorrow. I've got season 1 of Game of Thrones on it. I'm gonna introduce him to that. So he's got a 4K TV. I think I found a 4K version of Game of Thrones. I bought a really big memory card, and I'm gonna make that happen tomorrow.
Nice. Hopefully he likes it. I'm sure he will. Everybody likes it.
Yeah, I think so. Speaking of that, like, I gave my P.O. box out a few weeks ago. I think it's 102 Carnesville, Georgia 30521, and a few of you sent me some cool things for my birthday, so thank you very much. The guy who sent me this, I'm not sure where your card is. I've got all the cards here. This one's from Scott. I never miss an episode of PKA. Love the show. Enjoy the Game of Thrones talk. Here's a little something I think you might enjoy browsing through. Some nice backstory and details about the past mentioned in the books. No worries about spoilers. Seems like old George added perspective while still keeping it vague on some of the details that might be important to the storyline of the books. Shout out to Woody and Murka. Enjoy. Scott. So Scott sent me this very nice Game of Thrones book. And it's like,
that is pretty cool.
Lots of illustrations,
really
lots of backstory. I've glanced through it a bit, but I plan to read it cover to cover.
If Tolkien had
seems
written,
like a pretty cool guy.
if Tolkien had written Game of Thrones, all that shit would be in the books. It'd just be all that backstory, all that. Go on.
I believe this was a female fan. I can't find your name and your address. I'm going to send both of you something cool in the mail, by the way. That's why I don't have your address. I tore it off the thing and gave it to Kitty, and she's arranging something for you both. But she sent me a car and this Ushanka. So that was pretty cool. I've already got one. I'll add this to the collection. But thank you for that. And she had a really nice note too that I can't find. And then this guy, this is what the photo was in, but it says, "Open after reading the note, you fuck." And the note reads, he's specific. "Hey Kyle, I included your favorite picture, winky smiley face. This is dated May 1st at 8:21 a.m. in case anyone's wondering. I'm not shitting you. P.S. Pardon for my shitty handwriting if it isn't up to par like yours. Oh, and keep your promise that you'd show this on PKA/PKN, preferably PKA, so a couple 100,000 people can see it." And he sent me this. So happy birthday to me this year. Definitely. Oh, he even wrote on this. Andy. His username is Void Spy. User Void Spy, I think, on Reddit. So thanks for that. I really appreciate it. I wear my Ushanka when I like check the perimeters, so I can like get this on and go like, I feel like that's pretty cool. So thank you both for your gifts. And yeah, send me more shit. I'll put on. Send me cool stuff. I like getting cool stuff. It's like a Christmas every time I go to that PO box. I didn't get anything for Christmas for my birthday this year. Like not a single thing, except for these things. And so I appreciate that very much.
I also think it's amazing, but I don't have a PO box, so people have to like sleuth my address and send it. Like I've gotten glasses and little knickknacks here and there. I was showing you guys some stuff I got before the show. But there used to be an address that I didn't live at, and if you Googled Woody's Gamertag address, it would give this thing in Raleigh on like Woodland Court or something. I want to meet that guy. I want to like how many letters do you get? How many people have sent stuff to the wrong address? And I bet he's got a bunch of things. I bet he'd be interested in meeting me.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I bet he's got a lot of weird stuff. I wonder if he's gotten the full story about what's going on.
I don't know.
Oh, hey, we were talking about Kitty's candle business the other day, and I just wanted to show you like what she's done here. Like this isn't. I don't mean this to be a plug or anything, but like I just think everything looks really professional. Like these are. Oh, why is it so? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so there's like bath salts, I think. But everything's like that. There's some sort of cooling pain balm that she made.
It looks first class.
That does look very fancy.
There's her candles.
I wonder if she'll get big. She could get super rich off of this.
We'll see. This is my addition to the whole mix. There's also like chapsticks and beard oil and shit like that. But inside here it's packaged up, so I won't open it and break the seal. But are these? These are my candles. This is called Napalm in the Morning. It smells like gasoline. And
of course it does.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't it?
On the lid, you got the pistols.
Ah, yes.
It just says Napalm in the Morning there. And it really, there's no smell-o-vision, but it smells immediately like gasoline. And it smells like poor quality gasoline. It reminds me of what actual napalm smells like. It smells a little bit like an old car's fuel tank that you're working on or something.
How does she get the smell right? Like if I said, "Hey, Kitty, I want something that smells like diesel exhaust." She
had to order all these scents from some company, and sometimes she combined them to like make brand new things. Like there's a peach mango fusion candle burning next to me, but apparently there's a gasoline one or something like that, and it all worked out so she could make one. So
I actually kind of like the smell of gasoline. I think
me
a lot
too.
of people do.
That's why I'm smelling it. It smells pretty good. It's not that bad. It's meant as a joke candle, but it kind of smells good. There's also bullshit. And it's going to have like bullshit written on the side. And it's going to have like a picture of shit on the top. And it smells like shit. It is the most she's got like this smell like concentrate, whatever it is, like this bottle of shit stink. And she's like, "Hey, smell this. Let me know what you think." And I think it's like rosemary or like lilies in the summer. And I'm just like, "Oh, fuck. Oh, God." It's like rotten flesh or something. It's shit. And so that's going to be a funny joke candle, and that's why they're this size, these 4-ounce candles. So I think those are going to be cool. There's also a gunpowder candle, but it doesn't smell like gunpowder, so I'm working on that.
Really
So, yeah, I think so. I'm doing an appearance in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, sometime in July. It's a major gun show, and they gave me a few booths. There's supposed to be 16,000 attendees, and I'll have like 3 booths full of merchandise and myself out
So you
there.
have 2 July trips semi-scheduled already. Is this going to conflict with any of them?
Oh no, the trip I'm talking about has been planned for like 4 months. Like I've made sure that everything is going to work
we
out.
just lost the video. But are we sure that it's
Not going to interfere with paintball?
paintball or the fight? Those are 2 things we were talking about.
I think it was going to interfere with the fight. I think that was what I said a while back. I don't think I'm going to be able to do the fight. I can confirm that tomorrow, but I'm pretty sure I can't go to the fight. But paintball is fine. Oh, and paintball, I got more details from TJ today. What we're going to do is on that it's July. Let me make sure I'm perfect on this. It's the weekend of July 12th. That's when this thing's going down.
What happened? I don't have his video, so it sounded like he just got really far from his mic.
Yeah.
I bent over to.
Oh, okay.
I bent over. So the thing is happening July 12th. It's that weekend, but we're going to be there for 2 days, it seems.
So Kyle, where would someone go if they wanted to purchase a gasoline or a bullshit candle?
They're not online yet.
Oh,
she hasn't.
this was just a tease.
Yeah, she hasn't launched anything yet. So I'm going to the event calendar over on pbbomb.com, and July 12th. Okay, there's the World. It's the World at War 4 scenario game. And July 5th? No, July 12th. Excuse me. Pre-registration. The pre-registration deadline is July 5th. And I'm just trying to see when July 12th is, if that's a Saturday or a Sunday. Find my calendar. May, June, July. Okay, perfect. So July 11th, which is a Saturday, we're going to do a group that's just our group, just PKA fans, and me and Woody, and maybe Taylor can make it, I hope, and Chiz, most likely. And I thought it would be fun to and Joe Lozon, if he can make it, though he's got to fight, so I guess he can't. And I thought it'd be fun to each of us pick teams or something and verse each other in some sort of round robin tournament, like my guys versus Woody's guys, and we just pick teams like it's pickup basketball or something. I think that would be fun. And so that's going to be July 11th, and it's just going to be free play all over the place on all the maps like it was last time. And then July 12th, you can join us during the scenario game, where they open up all the fields and have a gigantic game with a couple thousand players. So yeah, pbbomb.com/World at War 4. I think there's dashes between World at and War and 4. You could just go to the event calendar.
Very cool. So should we call it a show?
Yeah, I guess so. That one got away from me. I enjoyed myself very much. Thanks for coming on, Melissa.
Melissa. I thought this was
nice
a good show.
Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
You're no longer that shadowy figure in the background. So
yeah.
Thank you, Crunchyroll, again. If you want to check out Crunchyroll, they are definitely the way to go for all your anime needs. And there's a link in the description below.
Yep, check them out. All right, bye everyone.
Thanks for coming on, babe.
Thank you for having me.